Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Popcorn Chicken.
Woohoo!
Everyone's here. Thanks for joining us tonight. We got another great show for you, chatting about the new Marvel show Loki, Season 2, Episode 1, and another great 80's film, and a bunch of other stuff. Still waiting on Nate, but as always, Justin and Elvin are here.
We
How you
are.
guys doing?
We are.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
It seems way more cluttered and way more open in here at the same time.
Yeah, sorry. I think we moved that camera back.
Yeah, actually, I can now
just
walk
realized.
past it.
I just realized that. Yeah.
And
Does that work or no?
Yeah, sure, why not?
well, I can. Yeah, whatever. Who cares?
So we're having a big toy sale
Fine.
this weekend, and we've got some stuff here.
Your stuff.
We got some bins, and you can't really see them, but actually, here's one right here, kind of
Oh, yeah. You got a little.
little
drink
fun,
rest
little
there.
fun stuff there.
Yeah.
So
Just a little
anyways,
bit of stuff.
little
yeah,
bit.
we'll talk about
Couple
that.
things.
Maybe we'll do a little promo at the end. So, guys, what's new? What's going on? What's happening?
My laptop doesn't like me today.
No,
Have you tried hitting it?
I'm gonna try throwing it up down the stairs.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, for whatever reason it says internet not connected. But I know we're on the internet.
we are. Well,
Yeah.
Right click and hit troubleshoot. Anyway, it was Turkey Day on the weekend.
Yes, it was.
Did you eat lots of turkey?
Yeah.
Gobble gobble.
And or ham?
Just turkey, really. Was over visiting the in-laws in Victoria. How about
Nice.
yourself?
I went to the Sunshine Coast to visit my parents.
Nice.
How
Yeah.
far is the drive?
It's like, I don't know, half hour to the ferry and then a 45-minute ferry and then half hour 45 to their place.
Okay, so
Yeah.
about 2 hours?
About that, yeah.
It was a nice weekend, though. It felt
Yeah.
like the middle of summer.
Yeah, it was like overcast and gross. And then the second I got on the road, it's like, oh, yeah, sun. And like I went and picked my grandma up.
Yeah.
And then we got to the ferry and it was like, she's like, what ferry were we getting on? I'm like, I don't know. You just go there and you get on one.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, you got to wait an hour and there's a pub. And then you just go there, have a pint, get on the ferry, have a nap.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. Yourself, Elvin? Family stuff?
Yeah, I got invited to a friend's house for Thanksgiving. We were gonna do one ourselves. But then my friend's like, no, come over to my house. So we all kind of, potluck kind of thing.
Yep.
I do turkey. I heard you say ham. Ham? I thought it was a Christmas thing, is it not?
It's different for different families. Actually, I think my mom always served ham more like Easter. No,
Yeah.
not Easter. I don't know. It's
It's less work.
yeah. Yeah.
What do you prefer?
I prefer turkey. Actually, you know what we did at my wife's parents? We actually had it in the afternoon because they had something on that they had to go to. So we actually ate turkey at like 2:00 in the afternoon, big meal,
Yeah.
which was actually great.
Because then you get the food coma out of the way and
Yeah.
then you can like
And
hang
you got
out
the rest of
and-
the evening, and you
to
don't have to
deal
eat
with-
anything, and you don't eat as much as you usually would at dinner time. So it was kind of nice. I was
Yeah.
thinking, that's kind of interesting to go forward if you're, a little bit hungry. You can have a little bit later, but
What are you guys going to be mad about now that Ahsoka's done?
we'll find something. Don't worry.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? We're a very positive place to be.
Exactly.
There's nothing but...
You must be thinking about the other guy
Yeah.
on the internet.
Yeah. We're only positive on this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing but good vibes. Just good vibes, man. How's
All
your
right.
internet?
It's almost back.
It's
Okay.
almost back. So, yeah, should we get right into it? Yeah. Loki. Now, I got to be honest with you guys. I can't remember if I watched all of season 1. Because
Okay.
it's been 2 years, right?
Fair enough.
It's been a while.
It's
been a hot minute.
Like, I definitely did recaps and everything, and I know basically what happened. I do remember watching it going, wow, this is confusing. For myself, I thought it
Sure.
was.
Well, it's also like time travel, multiversal stuff, so it's
Yeah.
already meant to be confusing. And then
Right.
if you're kind of vague on the first season, then it probably just adds an extra modifier.
Like,
of
I know
confusement.
I went back and I made sure I knew what happened at the end of the first season. So watching this episode, season 2, episode 1, I knew like where you were going to start. I was like, okay, I get it. I actually really liked this episode, though.
Yeah. It was like, oh yeah, they do know how to do good,
That's exactly
concise
what I was going to
TV.
say. Do I like it this much because of Ahsoka?
Oh yeah, is it like the good cop, bad cop?
Yeah, like just because we finished another series that wasn't great, all of a sudden it's just like anything new. It comes back and Justin. Well, we've all said it. It's the writing.
Yeah.
I thought this was written really well, and the dialogue's good, and it was funny.
Yeah.
The characters are good, even though, the same, mostly the same characters from the first. Adding what's his name?
Short Round.
Short Round. We'll find his real name. Don't worry. But yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, it was so good. Like the first season, I think it came out at a time where most things on Disney Plus were good.
Right.
Or
it had come out. Let's see. WandaVision was first.
Yeah.
Falcon Winter Soldier was second.
Yeah.
I think this was third.
So, though, I think maybe in retrospect,
Yeah.
that would probably be as good. But, like, especially WandaVision just being so diverse and interesting as far as story and concept. So
Just so different for the Marvel
yeah,
universe.
yeah, it was like the first time that they were like, let's do something weird and stick with it.
Yeah.
And then Winter Soldier was pretty good. And then this came out and it was like, oh, this is also good. Okay.
Yeah.
And then everything else was just like, oh, this sucks. Oh, this also sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And now when you look back at it, you're like, oh man, those good times when we got to hang out with Loki. And now that this came out, it's just kind of on the upward swing. But also, the general consensus of the internet, oh hey Cowbunga dude, is nobody cares.
Yeah.
Like this is arguably better than the first episode of the first season, but nobody's watching it because either Marvel fatigue or just Disney Plus fatigue, or but like everyone on the internet who talks about these kind of things, they've said multiple times, like, the views on the videos that we make about this are like half of what it used to be.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah.
This
I think
is
it
the
is.
opening scene, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So he, basically nobody knows who he is. What's his name? Kang. That Kang has been killed, right? And now he's like back into a reality where Kang is like leader or whatever. And they don't. Even Morbius doesn't know.
Yeah.
Mobius doesn't know who.
Morbius.
Mobius.
Yeah, he goes back in time
Yeah.
to the early ages of TVA,
Yeah.
and he's freaking out. He's trying to explain stuff, and they're like, "Dude, we don't know who you are. You're some random dude that just showed up." Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you look outside, and things have changed as well. So
Yeah.
whatever happened in season 1 affected the entire multiverse.
Right.
Right. So it's interesting because they're trying to do something that they did with Spider-Verse with him, kind of, when he does a twitch and just wobbles all over the place.
Yeah.
It's similar to that. And then my son's like, no, that's not correct.
Glitching.
He's like, no, those are two different things. He was very adamant, my son. And I was
Right.
like, whoa, okay, relax.
Right.
It's
Right.
like, how dare you talk about Miles like that?
Yeah. This is called time.
This is the adult
slipping.
version.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this isn't glitching, Dad. It's time slipping. God.
Yeah.
You don't even know.
Which is an actual really cool effect. Like I've
Yeah.
never seen that before. And you could actually like, it almost looks like it hurts.
That
The
sounds
sound?
like it. and Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
when your molecules are being,
Yeah.
stretched.
Or what does he say? It's like it looks like you're being born and dying at
Yeah.
the same time.
And that, like, when they're talking about it and going through the elevator, and they have like a Wes Anderson-esque cutaway. It's just like, it looks horrible, doesn't it? And it just pans over to a girl that's been in the
Yeah.
elevator the whole time.
What do you think? That was great. It's little things like that
Yeah.
I liked. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's again. So here's the other thing. There's been a lot of Disney shows, Star Wars or Marvel, that we've liked the first episode, right? So I don't know, like where they're gonna go from here. But overall, I just enjoyed it because I found myself laughing at times.
Yeah.
And again, it's you know what it is? It's their the relationship too between the two of them.
Yeah.
Owen Wilson and the little banters back and forth that are really good.
And the whole like scene where Loki goes, where time slips back in time to talk to Short Round back in the past and then give him the information that he then starts to use in the future when he's having the conversation. with...
Obi is his name.
Yeah.
Obius or something like that. Right?
Yeah, but they just
Well, no,
call
it's
it's
an
Ouroboros.
Ouroboros.
It was the name of the episode, actually.
Yeah, Ouroboros, which is the snake eating its own tail.
Yes.
And then he's like,
Is that
"What?
foreshadowing for something?
Well, that probably because somebody prunes him at the end of the episode, and who might it possibly be? Maybe it's himself from the future or past, or one of his what are they called? Variants." And yeah.
I really like this, the or Orbeus, whatever you want to call him,
Obi.
Ouroboros. Yeah, Obi.
Call him for sure.
Ouroboros.
Ouroboros.
Yeah.
Ouroboros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah, me too. I really hope that he's not just like a.
I don't.
Like I hope he's in it a lot.
Yeah.
I think he'll be out for a bit and then come back. I hope it's not just like we see him in the next episode and then like that's it or something.
Yeah.
I don't think they will because this plus the actor Ki Hu-Huan. I'm very bad at saying names.
Yeah,
he's very.
He's from that movie. Everything Always.
Yeah, he won an Oscar.
I watched that
Yeah.
after watching this episode.
Oh, did you?
Oh, really?
Yeah. I just I saw this episode and I was like, man, he was so good in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
And then I just watched it again right after it, and it's borderline in the same universe. Like when, when you're like, oh, maybe this is different alternate timeline of him. Oh man, it's such a good movie.
Yeah. But no, he's a good character.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's really,
I love the whole 80s electronics behind him vibe.
Yeah.
I love all that.
Yeah.
Right? It's pretty cool.
He's like, oh, you're my first visitor in 400 years.
Who was the last one?
you were.
Yeah.
I love that scene too when they like.
He's like, you gave me the nickname. He's like, I did. Yeah.
And then Loki goes back and starts like you can
Telling
see it
him,
in real time. It's just so interesting how they do that, right? It's like, and I like the fact that whatever that instrument's called or whatever,
the super specific device or whatever.
I feel like in like Ahsoka, it would have been 3 episodes for them to go and get it. Where it's here, it's like, there it is.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Oh, it's just like, oh, well, to do that, I would need a time voluptuator. And he's like, wait a minute.
I have one.
I have one right here.
Yeah.
Only forgot that with Ahsoka.
Only. I feel like this show is benefiting from the fact that all of the people who are working on it talk to each other. And all the people who are holding all of the lore rules also talk and tell them things. Because that's a big thing that I've heard recently is like the biggest issue with Star Wars stuff is, well, and Marvel too, a lot of the time they're just like, here, you get these 3 characters that you can get this person in there or this and this. You're allowed to put them in it. And it's like, okay, well, what are they doing? Well, we can't tell you.
Yeah.
What do you, what, I'm writing what they're doing later or before. And they're like, yeah, I'm not allowed to tell you. We can't disclose that. It's super secret. So we're working on a movie that's going to come out in 8 years. And then we'll know what happens to them. He's like, yeah, but what if I do something wrong? Well, I'll tell you if you're doing something wrong. It's
right.
Like, okay, cool. So
Yeah.
here's an invisible box that I don't know where exists.
Yeah.
Now I have to tiptoe around it.
Yeah, that makes tons of sense. How does the person even, know how to write anything? If
Yeah.
they don't know anything about the person. Yeah.
So they get the little device,
Mhm.
right? And basically he gives it to him and says, you got to do... So they have a plan, right? The plan is that in order to get Loki back to normal, they've got to do exactly what again?
They gotta they gotta kill him so that he becomes like in between worlds, and then they find him and then they go fishing and they catch him. So they snip the barb so they can get it out of his mouth, but they go fishing for him in time and space with
Sounds risky.
the Ghostbuster.
Well,
gun.
what's his name could lose all his skin.
Yeah. And I like the part where they're like, it's not a big deal. He's like, no, it's a big
No,
deal.
it's a big deal. I won't have
like
my skin. And he's just sitting there,
And then
just
He says it
absentmindedly-
again later. And,
Yeah,
and
says-
Owen Wilson's just like, it doesn't even,
just absentmindedly just like skin question mark, and then that accidentally became like he knew he was in the future because he saw that he'd written that on the dust.
One of the things that disappointed me about season 1 was they went away from these two and went to Sylvie and Loki.
Right.
I didn't like that because these two have chemistry.
Yeah.
They really do. Like, I know they were trying to have another version of Loki, in a different way. I get that, but if you've got something that works, why not just stick with it?
Well,
it's almost,
right?
Well, it was also too, I think, because they had to kill Kang, and instead of having essentially our main protagonist, Loki, the good guy, quote unquote, instead of having him ruin everything and be the reason why everything's messed up, that's probably why they had her go on, because then it's like, all right, then we can kind of dump the blame on her, and then the main character isn't tarnished and to blame. And then it becomes...
This character is flawed.
Well, yeah, he's Loki. He's the trickster.
For me, like, I don't know, it was all right, but I really, like, right off the bat, they've got that chemistry again in season 2.
Oh, immediately.
Right? And to me, that's the strength of this show right now. Like, I watch to see the two of them banter back and forth.
Yeah, it's almost like they're two detectives, two cops.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Cops in space.
Yeah.
Right? Or time.
Yeah.
Time cops.
It's time cop.
There should have been a movie otherwise.
How did we not nail that? Time cops.
Yeah. Great if they had an episode and it's like, these are time cops, and there comes Van Damme.
Oh, yeah, it's Van Damme.
Missed opportunity here,
totally.
man. They've got to do it. Maybe season 3.
It might still just show up randomly.
If they don't just destroy the universe before.
That's true.
And so he puts on his hazmat suit, right?
You're right. Like,
and
I
his
love
laundry tube attached to his
massive
butt.
tube behind.
It reminds me of the laundry, the laundry mat, right? The tube sticking out.
And then the crack that's on it, he's like, is that supposed to be there? And he just, here, put me.
Did you notice,
put some
though,
time-
when he's out in there, his suit's all dissolving, but the tape is
The
perfect.
tape's perfect. That's duct tape solves everything.
Yeah.
Didn't they say that too?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Duct tape solves everything. And so he goes in there, and what is he doing exactly?
So that's where he's doing the fishing for Loki.
Trying to find him.
Okay.
So he's communicating with him via time. And so, like, all of this is confusing, but it doesn't matter. They kind of just go, there's a device, we'll be able to communicate with you in the past or future or wherever you go. When the light turns green, kill yourself. And it's like, okay, but don't do it after. And then you got to go out and shoot this, turn this machine on. And you're like, okay. None of that makes any sense at all. But there's no point where I'm like, what's happening? I'm just like, he's got to go do the thing. Okay, but the button. He's in his suit. Duct tape. Okay, good. Yeah. And you're not lost. You're just like, yeah, okay, sure, this is happening.
Yeah.
And I think it also helps that none of them, except for Obi, really understand. Like, he just goes off and he's like, all right, so once this happens, don't do this, this, and then this. And Obi Wilson's just like, okay, sure, whatever.
He's so like, you have 1 hour. You have 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Or Owen Wilson says something to him, and he's like, okay.
Yeah.
He's just such a great character. Yeah, I was the same way. I was like, yeah, I don't really know what's happening, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Because it's running, it's the whole show is like smoothly running together, and all the dialogue is great. So I'm just
very
following
fast
along.
paced.
I mean, there wasn't really any action. Except for that sort of like when the very opening scene when he jumps out the window into the
the car crash was probably the biggest.
Which was very like
man, that's a massive suit. That's like that's like NASA in 1965.
Well, I mean, it's what year is this happening?
Who knows?
There isn't.
It's true. Oh yeah, you're not wrong.
It is. I love you're right. The way what you said, Elvin. It just everything looks like 80s. I mean, I don't know. Even the way it's like shot, it looks like it's like shot on a VHS.
How is he able to move? I don't understand how.
Yeah, and what does he say to him? You got to like huff it back here.
Yeah, he's like, how the hell am I gonna huff it in this thing?
I don't know, but there's a giant hose attached to you in the back.
Yeah.
That thing is massive. And so he doesn't succeed. Right?
No, he does. That's how he doesn't
he gets
die.
a push from Loki, doesn't he?
Well, the thing was shoot the Ghostbuster gun, and then it'll grab Loki because he should have gotten the message to prune himself, and then he'll be in the void, and then we'll catch him, and then he'll stop time bouncing.
Okay.
So then he does get him, and he waits too long, and he's like, no, give him a minute. And then he wasn't going to make it, but because Loki came, he then kicked him into the door. So they succeeded.
Well, they kind of blew and busted through the door.
Well, yeah, because he was flying through time and space.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why he has such a big Stay Puft Marshmallow Man suit on, because they know that he's traveling at the speed of time. So he's going to get axe kicked through space. So it's just padding.
So yeah, so he does get rescued. They go to the boardroom,
Yeah.
right? And the boardroom's got a wall there. He takes the pruning device and just jabs into the wall.
Yeah.
And it kind of unveils 3 faces of Kang.
Mm-hmm.
To represent multiple Kangs, right? Multiverse Kang. And then we've got all these people sitting there, and then we got Janet sitting there, right? Last name Jackson. She's sitting there. And then we have other people sitting there. One guy's just passed out, just like taking a nap, just having a good siesta, right?
Yeah.
Just having a good time. And then we have the lady, the TVA soldier. She's there with Morbius explaining things. The guy's still taking a nap, doesn't care, right? Janet's all pissed. And then we have another character who's very close to another soldier, more like a mother, father, a daughter, a son relationship, right? She's very interesting. Oh, I don't know what did there. I should start. My internet went out again. Oh yeah, I did. Fantastic.
Whatever.
Anyways, so yeah, I thought what's interesting is the internet's saying that old lady, not Janet, the other one who's talking to the soldier, like a mom relationship. The people saying that could be the future Sylvie.
Okay.
To keep an eye on that character.
Yeah.
That's what I've been hearing.
So we're assuming now that Loki's time slipping is fixed. Right?
Yeah, that was kind of the point.
Assuming.
Yeah, that
Assuming.
was kind of the point of this
episode.
episode. Yeah.
I was kind of thinking that it'd be cool if it wasn't, and he actually can control it at some point.
Oh.
So if he does have to go back somewhere, he can
forward.
actually.
He would need a device.
Well, I don't know. You're right, but I thought because maybe it's just a device for him to get around, or if he has to know he has to go somewhere that he can use it. So
you would prefer him to pinpoint a certain time and go to it.
Well, because
Maybe
they have
in
the
episode
door things, the data pads,
yeah.
whatever they're called.
because what he did to OB, like going to the past, making him change his mind to the future.
Yeah.
It'd be neat if he needed to use that somewhere else in the series.
Yeah, that wouldn't break the laws of time at all, or
Well, he already has. Right?
yeah, no, absolutely.
He's not supposed to be able to do this.
No.
in the
TVA. Yeah,
TVA.
you're
Everyone
not
kept-
supposed to do that in the TVA.
I know.
But I am. I know. The dialogue was so good.
Yeah.
It was every little bit was just ugh.
And it's interesting too because I think this whole episode, I don't know if anything from the first season, this actually just only took place in the TVA. The whole
Yeah.
episode. Where I don't know if they did that in season 1. They jumped around a lot.
But
Yeah.
the whole episode?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This whole episode just took place there.
Yeah, other than a couple flashbacks, but yeah, for the most part, it was all within the TVA. Oh yeah, that lady, she's a comedian.
Janet. Is that her name?
I don't know the names.
I'll just call her JJ. JJ Jackson.
Hunter B-15? who you
No,
talking
that
about?
was the guy who pruned.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can see that well.
that
yeah.
lady.
But the lady in the back there with her son standing next to her.
Right.
People saying that's possibly Sylvie
Hmm.
from the future. So they're saying keep an eye on her. People
Wait, in
are-
the back, but she's Scottish. Sylvie's not Scottish.
future Sylvie. Who knows?
Maybe Sylvie.
Maybe a
then
variant.
spends. Oh,
Yeah.
maybe she's the Highlander.
And then
No, it
that
can't.
guy does cartwheels next to her.
Yeah.
No, it's backflips.
Yeah, lots of backflips.
Oh,
Lots of
backflips. Sorry.
backflips.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a difference.
totally. The only thing is this episode didn't really set up to where we're going. It was just all about trying to fix his...
Okay, let me ask you guys. Did this episode create a curiosity, or did it just...
Absolutely.
Okay, it did for you. How about you? How did you feel when it ended?
I was very happy. Again, it was just nice to see something...
Why are we...
I don't know.
You guys are so like happy to have this show come, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It was just it was a fun episode. But you're right. It didn't... There was no cliffhanger.
It didn't wow me.
Except
I'll
for
be
the fact
honest.
he wants to find Sylvie.
It didn't. Yeah, it didn't like blow me away, but it was just I was content.
Yeah.
It was just like that. Like I don't have
For an
any
opener, you're like, no, okay.
Well,
okay.
for an opener of a second season, it doesn't already have to. Like,
Good evening.
what the hell are you doing
don't
knocking?
need to knock.
No, go away!
Border meeting.
Sorry, we don't want any, Nate.
Whatever you're selling, we're not buying.
No Girl Guide cookies.
Yeah.
We'll get to you in a second to give you your verdict
Oh,
of
yeah.
the garbage that we called of a show last week.
Tell your opinion.
We should've watched
Everyone's opinion.
it. Anyways, you're saying, go ahead.
It was just fun. Like, it started, and I was like, okay, this is good. And then it ended, and then I was like, oh, this is okay, cool. All right. It's still more. And then I was just like, I'm going to go watch Everything Everywhere All at Once, because I was just like, I just want more of Obi and like more of that character. And so I wasn't like mind chained, like world life changing thing or whatever. And I wasn't. I think it's probably because I'm not a huge Marvel fan. Like I enjoy and watch the majority of it, but I'm not like, it's not like Star Wars for me where I'm like, I want to go find theories and try and figure out what's going on. It was just like, that was good. I'm going to watch more of it. And then I
Yeah.
went on with my life.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I think definitely episode 2, they need to set up what the sort of more of what the story is going to be.
For me, I don't want long payoffs. I need a little bit. I don't mind if you have one long payoff.
Well,
yeah, Mike, to you, would be
Yeah.
really good.
it's been a while.
A little rusty there, huh?
I was just hanging there, and I was like, something's wrong.
What the hell is that Mike doing over there for?
Clip that. Clip that.
I just thought I've got a lot of space in front of me.
Guys, I'm just going to watch.
Observe.
I'm going to just sit over here and watch you guys.
Oh, man. All right. What I was saying was, I don't mind long payoffs so long as you give me some stuff in between.
Well, I think that's what they did with this first episode. They immediately went like, yo, Kang's the issue. Kang's a bad guy. And then they're probably going to go through a bunch of stuff.
I'm assuming you guys watched the end credits, correct?
No.
There's a
You mean
there's
the
a s-
post-credits?
There's a post
I
credit.
I skipped ahead and
end
I couldn't
credits?
find it. Post credit,
Yeah,
whatever.
there is.
Isn't that the same thing?
Yes.
End credits?
End credits, post credits.
I-
Are they
well-
not the same thing?
Post credits is the
Let us know in the comments. Are they the same thing or not? I want to know. We need to get to the bottom of this.
Tomato,
End
tomato.
credits are the credits.
Tomato,
It's the
tomato.
credit after the credits.
There's only one
Let
set
us
of
know
credits.
in the comment sections right now. What do you prefer, post credit or end credit? I'm thinking post. I'm thinking just before the credits end. It start.
I thought it was.
What's
End
the
cred-
What's
end-
different?
was that?
Trailer or teaser?
Teasers are a minute.
Ah, there
They're
we go.
short. They're shorts.
Yeah, but end credit is
Trailers are longer.
okay.
And there's mid credits too. Don't forget.
Well, yeah, there's a mid roll.
But that is
No, that's
explanatory. In between the.
Again, I used to think that there was credits in the middle of the film. Mid credits.
Cowabunga Dudes
Sean?
corrected us. It was a mid-credit scene.
Okay.
Yeah, not
What
ends,
was it?
Not post. Mid-credit scene.
Oh, right, because then they got to do the Polish voice
he
actors
doesn't know.
afterwards.
Okay, we'll show at the end. I'll have pictures for you on that one.
Oh, okay.
So we have him basically telling the whole TVA like this is this disaster happening, and then we also have an appearance by Sylvie kicking him right into another dimension. Is it? What
Through the door, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she kicked him in the door, which sent
Oh,
him
that
into-
sent him
Yeah,
hurling
yeah.
back. Okay.
That was
At
the end
Went the
of-
elevator.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
And then what do you call it? What else?
I assume she just had the what's it called? The time stick.
the wrist book thing or whatever.
I thought she had
did.
something. She did. Yeah,
Yeah,
there
yeah.
we go.
Also, he mentions to Morbius, do not rely on Miss. What's her name?
The
Miss.
the little clock girl. What's
Oh,
her name?
Miss Minutes.
Miss
Miss
Minutes.
Do not rely on her because she's devious and
Yeah.
she's not not going to help you. She's
Yeah.
actually going to stray you the wrong way.
Mhm.
So that was important that he is able to convey that to him and make sure, because he always relies on that pocket flip, right, to help him guide him through there. Yeah, hello. There's people saying hi to us. So can I go completely off topic? I kind of wish Korg from Thor Ragnarok had his own show.
Korg's great.
No,
You're welcome to go off topic and ask questions anytime. Don't worry.
you should have just like a Mork and Mindy type show where it's Groot and Korg and they just live together in like a New York apartment.
That would be so confusing.
Speaking of confusing, I've got a show for us to watch and talk about starting this Sunday.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll talk about that. So hang tight. I'm going to mention another show that we're going to add to our repertoire starting this weekend. Okay, so what happens before the credits roll? What's left besides them talking about the stuff and then him unveiling the TVA? Was there anything else that we didn't cover?
That shows all the army people going into doors to look for Sylvie.
Mm-hmm.
So they're
And she's-
full on assault,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And what's her name says, why are they all going to
For one person.
for one
Yeah,
person?
It's too many for one person.
Yeah.
Maybe they
A lot
know
of questions,
Mm-hmm.
which is fine. It's only one episode.
That's great.
Can have questions.
You should.
We talk about them. We think about them. That's great. That's what you're supposed to do as
We
a show.
don't always answer them.
You know, it's funny enough. Speaking of Thor Ragnarok, doesn't this episode really give you Thor Ragnarok vibes?
How so?
I think it's got a great balance of fun, comedy, lighthearted moments, but also some more serious moments. Especially when they actually show you the time loom.
Mm.
Get
her ugly mug out of here.
They're trying to make it feel like it's a 1950s kind of nuclear explosion.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's got that more serious aspect. You hear the alarm, which again is one of those nuclear warnings from the 50s. You see just how powerful this thing is. Kind of this, they describe this horrible thing that's going to happen to Loki if it doesn't work. It looks like it's not going to work. But then there are also other moments throughout the show where it's super lighthearted and funny, and Loki's going back and forth, and they're joking about him time slipping.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly what we were talking about before, was just their relationship, the two of them, and how we hope that lasts throughout the whole season
Yeah.
with Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston.
Hiddleston.
I found it interesting that how he reveals the wall and everyone's just like, I was like, what? That's not how you're supposed to react. So this is actually showing his face now. Like
Yeah.
before, it was like a mystery of who it could it be, right? Exactly.
Well, there
right?
was the other dimension too, where he crashed into a statue of him,
Yeah.
and so
Oh,
that-
speaking of crashing, we didn't talk about the little taxi in the air.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
Reminded
said.
me of that movie from
Fifth Element.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
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 That was pretty cool. I just
Yeah.
I found
That
it
was-
weird how it just got stuck there and didn't implode.
I love it when it falls into
Yeah, I was just like,
she's okay.
yeah,
she's like goes with like a Jetson
Yeah.
vehicle. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I like that scene.
And that was really sort of the only kind of, except for maybe the endings.
Yeah.
This is like the only kind of action scene in the whole episode, and it happened right away.
Or the chase. Oh, actually, the chase after that, too. Wasn't there a chase after?
yeah, a little
Kind of.
bit down the hallway.
Oh,
Oh, no, that was before. No, I think you're right. If you consider that part of the chase, that's pretty much it.
yeah. Except for when he kind of saves Loki at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I said before, I said to these guys that I kind of want the time slipping to keep happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know?
Well, they are gonna go back to early 1800s
Right.
eventually, right?
But I just meant Loki's kind of, his
The
little-
craziness.
Yeah.
right? Yeah. But then people call them out saying you're copying Spider-Verse.
Oh, yeah, the
glitch.
glitching.
The glitching.
I didn't
Yeah.
really think that. I
It
didn't,
immediately reminded me of that.
I didn't think
Right.
of that until you just said it.
Isn't it supposed to be kind of a similar concept? That they're in the wrong space, except for the fact that he's actually moving somewhere else.
Well,
he's not supposed to be there technically, so he's in this wrong area.
yeah, but in Spider-Verse, that's different dimensions. This is different time.
It's different time, but he also went to a different dimension at one point, didn't he?
Or different timelines.
Let us know in the chat.
I was trying to think if there's something that triggers it, like something they're saying triggers it. You know,
Interesting.
So it's like a activation word that is referenced by something that happened in the past when somebody says, yeah. Which would make sense why it happened so much and consistently when he was with Obi.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the...
Also, a little Easter egg reference thing. The Obi,
Obi-Wan?
No.
That's what I was thinking.
No.
The actor?
Borealis?
Short round.
Yes.
Yeah, short round.
Obi, short round.
You know, we could just
From
put up IMDb and look the names.
No. This is
It's right here, but I
You
have
had a device that could do that for you.
Short Kwan. Ki-Hu Kwan.
short round. His character's name is Obi. Short round. Also, the character's name from Indiana Jones. The bar that Indiana Jones first goes into is Obi-Wan.
Bum, bum, bum.
And he's in a Marvel TV show, which is owned by Disney, which also owns Star Wars.
Which is on planet Earth.
You connected the dots.
What is this?
Now, how does it connect to Kevin Bacon?
Oh!
He ate bacon for breakfast.
There you go.
So let's talk about the mid-credit, mid-credit scene.
What's the only credits?
I had this weird feeling. So I'm sitting there, finished watching it, and my son's like, okay, why are you still watching the credits? I'm like, I got a feeling there's something more here. And literally when I just finished saying that, it appeared, and he's like, oh.
Dad, how'd you know?
I'm like, I just had a feeling, right?
You're young, son. You'll learn one day about this.
How to be a nerd like your dad.
Well, that's why I was so
Spider senses.
Yeah.
There's a post-credits.
Well, that's why I was so pissed when nothing happened at the end of Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
So Sylvie actually ends up in 1982 in Oklahoma, Broxton, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
At a McDonald's she shows up to. It's the happiest place on earth.
Happiest time. You got some of the best movies coming up.
Some of the best
True.
burgers, too.
Some of the best burgers
With
before they shook
styrofoam,
'em.
not plastic. Right?
Difference.
The burgers were actually, you can hold it with two hands instead of one hand.
Yeah.
Because they were actually big. The Big Mac was
it's-
actually Big Mac.
It's because people were smaller back then.
And if I'm not correct, because the guy behind the counter says we have these new McNuggets, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. So they're just like brand new.
Whoa.
And she's like, I want to try it. Everything.
Yeah.
And he's like panicking. Oh, what do I do? It's like that Simpsons
Yeah.
guy from Krusty the Clown, the kid with the pimple face.
Is it true that's when they came out, 1982?
I don't know, but I
can
thought
Google
the way I'll look it up, but I thought that's the way he said it.
Yeah, he
It
did.
sounded like new.
That's exactly what I heard too.
You know, chickens weren't invented until
true.
1981, so they're
true.
actually an offshoot of turkeys. They're just smaller ones.
Do you know how weird it would be? You've known chicken only in certain form, and then someone says chicken nuggets, and then like there's 3 different shapes, and they're all everything.
Yeah, you get the boot, you get
Yeah.
the blob,
The
and
boot.
what's the other one? There's a third one. I don't know.
I don't know, but they are all there's like 3 or 4 standard shapes or something
Yeah.
like that. And you just look at this meat and you're like, this is not real.
No, well, it's not. Even now, it's just chicken porridge.
Do you remember a couple years ago, McDonald's did this? It was supposed to be a marketing scheme of, look, this is how we make everything.
Oh yeah, and then they're just like, look at the pink
It
goo
was
that
funny.
we turn the chicken
They're like,
into.
people keep saying that we use pink goo. That's not true at all. And they show pink.
Yeah,
That's exactly what
they're
they
like.
do.
Look, it's gelatinous chicken sludge. It's there's a difference.
Yeah. Oh, this is from real chickens. We just grind it up into a mash. Like
Yeah.
burgers.
We're
Like, yeah, pink
nobody
mush.
tells you. Nobody said it wasn't real chicken. We're just like, why is it pink goo? And they're like, no, it's chicken. And we're like, we know.
You know?
So they grind the chicken, put the pink in.
Yeah. We put the red dye number 5.
Yeah. People still eat it.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to lie. They're pretty good.
Oh no, I had 6 today.
Debuted in
Right.
1983.
Ah.
Oh.
So maybe Oklahoma is when they started doing the beta testing.
Maybe.
Because
Maybe.
people in Oklahoma love chicken.
Chicken.
Yeah.
They know they're chicken over there.
They know they're chicken.
Yeah.
Well,
they don't make good movies anymore. I loved the happy ending of The Mist. The Mist. I don't remember that movie.
It's the happiest ending. No chickens were invented in 1980, and in 81 they made chickens edible. And in 82 they invented chicken nuggets. Sorry, you're right. I got the timeline
Thanks,
wrong.
Kiwi.
Thanks, Kiwi. Dinos.
Totally right.
And then in 1993 they made Dino Nuggies, where they invented dinosaurs 2 years before and turned them into nuggets.
Not oil.
Not oil. No, very different.
So it wasn't much of a end credit scene. She's just like, okay, so she's in Oklahoma and she's in McDonald's.
Not gonna lie, it made me hungry. She just showed up.
Well, it's
I'm
such a
gonna order
clean.
everything.
It's funny because it looks like such a nice, clean McDonald's.
Yeah.
It's so different from today.
Yeah. Somebody should. I know McDonald's would never allow it, but open up an old McDonald's.
Oh,
the way
like
it
a
looked.
vintage,
A vintage McDonald's.
and like go buy a lot of the same
Yeah. And then-
recipes or
Is the
aesthetics or
original
whatever.
McDonald's? Does it look kind of?
but the original McDonald's is not. Was not part of the franchise because someone took it
Yeah.
and made it different. So I don't know. I think the original one's there, but it's not part of McDonald's.
Probably
McDonald's.
not. Yeah. Vintage Pizza Hut was the best. Yeah, dude. Remember Treats of Pizzas? Hell yeah.
I remember
times.
the Pizza Hut had this thing the last 20 years, but it looked kind of like a tater tot, but it was all crust, and it was just filled with cheese, and so you have the cheese, or sorry, you've got the crust of the pizza, and you can just pull it off, and it's this
yeah.
cheese pocket.
Yeah. No, they that's recent. We're talking about Pizza Hut now.
Talk about fast food. The show's changed.
Yeah.
No more movies or series. or
No,
anything.
now we're talking about. We haven't even mentioned popcorn chicken once, and we've been talking about nuggets for like 20 minutes. Hell's
That is
wrong with
true.
us?
That is true.
All right. Walked into this.
No, we said that McDonald's scene made us hungry.
Yeah.
So she's in. I guess at that time, I'm wondering why she picked that of all the times.
Or did she choose
It's
that?
McDonald's.
She does spend a lot of time looking. Remember, she turns around and she looks at all like the families and the friends, and she's kind of like, thinking, "This is nice." Maybe
But I'm
I'll-"
interested to know how 1982 was plucked.
Right.
Is there a randomized thing that just throws her into these places?
Is there a book called 1982 again?
84.
84.
84.
Oh, it's 2 years off.
Yeah.
Maybe she's
And a
off.
movie.
Maybe she's
Yeah.
off by 2 years
Big
by
brother.
accident.
She might be off. She did look confused. Very confused.
And from
Well,
the
not
trailer,
that
from
one.
the trailer, I've seen her wearing an outfit at McDonald's.
That's
so,
right.
So it
Maybe
looks,
she gets a
Alright.
job.
so it looks like she's gonna be there for a while.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
turning her life around. She killed King the Conqueror.
Yeah. Mhm.
What can
One
I do?
who
I'll work
remains.
in a
Now
McDonald's.
Yeah.
she's killing chickens.
Now I gotta kill the rest of America. One Big Mac at a time.
Where's the drum?
Oh,
Kill America one.
My son will hate you because he loves my youngest one loves
I
McDonald's.
legitimately ate a junior chicken in the car when I got here.
Can't do
What?
it. Can't do it.
McDonald's is good. You feel bad afterwards.
It's
but
been going downhill for a while. But then again,
It's
when was it
consistent.
always uphill anyways?
Well, back then in
Yeah, I
1982,
guess.
maybe. Because everyone was really happy there.
They lost me when they cut the cheese in half. Oh, I said that really badly. Let me rephrase that. The fish fillet used to have a full.
So is that half a fart? I cut the cheese. in half.
I want
It's a
full
whimper.
flatulence with
It's
my
a whimper.
McDonald's.
Yeah. They used to give you a full piece of cheese on your fillet. Now they've cut it in half and given you half.
We're Canadian too, Kiwi. Don't worry. We're
What
good.
is that?
It was a conversation earlier when you were in the bathroom.
Oh,
It's okay.
God.
It's fine.
Yeah, we like to make fun of. I don't want to say Americans, but we like to make fun of Americans. That's a sign of being a Canadian.
Yes.
We still love you guys because we're terrified of you.
Everything we get from is American.
Yeah,
Food,
including-
movies, shows.
Including yeah, McDonald's,
Yeah.
TV.
It came from America. Everything
Yeah, all the sound effects.
Including-
Sound effects.
somehow Palpatine returns.
Yeah.
Take it back.
Look at this one.
It's fine. You can make fun of us. At least we don't drink milk from bags. That's
That's
only the
true.
Eastern
That's the
people.
East. They're weird.
They're weird. We don't like them
it's
either.
true. I lived in Eastern Canada.
I don't
and
understand that.
I just know. It's something I grew
Is
up
it still
with.
happening in
Yeah.
Eastern
You
Canada?
can buy. There's
Yeah.
3 in a bag, and you put it in a carton. You cut it off, and so you drink your milk.
How do you
What?
close it?
You don't.
You don't.
You cut it, Like
I know what he means.
Yeah, you
cut at an
cut an
angle,
edge.
like a cereal box.
There's a
It's like
holder
you have a
for it.
juice container.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you put it in
Yeah.
the fridge, and then that's it.
Is there like no like tie or
Some
something
people
you
can,
close
some
it?
people can, but no, it's just a little opening. So
Hmm.
it's
Yeah, they've evolved. You put a plastic thing on it, you can turn it, and then it closes it, and then you open it.
so
That
here's
used to be here in the 80s.
And then we grew up.
see here's the smart part about it. After you finish a bag, you clean it out, and you can use it as like to put sandwiches in.
Milk sandwiches.
Clean it. It's a plastic bag.
Or you
That's
could
where you
just
store
buy plastic sandwich bags.
Oh, that's what are we talking about?
Yeah.
I
Get back to chicken nuggets.
I remember the 80s. They used to deliver milk in milk bottles.
Yeah.
Right, with the little
Yeah.
carrying thing, 4 bottles of milk. And I also remember the bags. They were here.
Right.
They were here. And then I think mid 90s, they just went away. It was there for like a brief 8 to 10 years, maybe.
Yeah.
And it just went away.
Discovered
It went from
glass.
bottles to plastic bags, then away into gallons
Right.
and cartons, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I did remember a few times because my mom would have that jug and you slide that in there.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what the hell is this, right?
Yeah.
She's like, that's your milk. I'm like, no, we have bottles. She's like,
We
"Not
have the
anymore.
technology.
We're saving the environment. No, we're not.
No
Those
one
are
gave a shit
plastic.
about the environment in 1982 or
Well,
80s.
Western Canada, they wanted to hug trees, right?
No.
I'm like, plastic is worse than the glass bottles. You can reuse the glass bottles. Plastic's not gonna take. It's gonna take 100 years
Recycling,
plus.
Yeah.
and this
Right.
is not a joke. Recycling was not invented yet.
I think it's more of the idea that I don't know.
It was cheaper.
Keeping things looking pristine with glass, you can do that better. It's not going to fly away.
That's
Plastic bags will, and they get everywhere, as we've seen.
Anyways, back to reality here.
Let's talk about the environment.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll see. She's been there for a while. She's working for McDonald's. We'll see what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go from there. And I don't know what is going on with my computer. It does not like our internet here today. But as long as the show is working,
It
well.
works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all that matters.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna rate the show.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll rate the show and then get your overall score from the debacle we called Ahsoka. Okay, who wants to go first?
I'll go first. It was an 8. It was fun.
Yeah, I'm going with 8 as well. I thought it was. I had a good time watching it.
Gonna give it a 7.
Okay.
Satisfactory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't move the needle, but didn't drop the needle.
No, not at all. Like,
Hovered in
was
that
there
area.
anything bad about the episode?
It
that you
wasn't,
can think
no,
of?
I don't think there was anything bad.
Was it better than the season 1 first episode?
No,
You
because
preferred
that,
that one.
was groundbreaking
Well, yeah,
at the time.
because it was.
And
I
I don't mean in production. I mean
No.
like the story aspect of it. Like we were so curious. That it's time travel was very new when it came out, right?
Yeah.
And Marvel was just flirting with that idea, and so everyone was really like, okay, what are we gonna see? Who are we gonna have a cameo show up? Blah blah blah, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was very. One was.
I think it was
better.
more because everyone had seen Endgame and seen Loki grab
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Tesseract.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, where did he go?
And
Yeah.
people were upset when he died. So spoilers. Anybody who hasn't seen movies.
Whoa.
Who hasn't seen movies? We talk about movies.
Yeah, you haven't seen any movies in the last 10
On
years.
the TV box.
But yeah, Tom Hiddleston is a very famous actor in that whole Marvel world. So yeah, people were looking forward to seeing what is he gonna be up to next, right?
So that's why I'm kind of interested to see actually where, not just this season, is there another? How they end it with him, right? Does he go?
Well, it's gonna tie into, and this is kind of the unfortunate part.
we know what happens to him,
Well, Ant-Man. It was so.
and just end it there.
It was
This
just
is the unfortunate thing.
that
Ant-Man.
was the unfortunate thing because it was like he shows up, Kang shows up in there, and then gets defeated. Spoilers: the good guys won in a Marvel thing. And then now they're like, okay, here's Kang again, but then you're like, well, no, this ends in a shittier movie.
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing with Ant-Man and having Kang in there. I just thought it was a weird decision to do that.
Yeah.
None of it made sense. CGI was bad. Acting was bad. It's a movie that should not have been made.
Yeah.
There's no. You could have kept the suspense going. Like if you remove Ant-Man out of the whole equation, nothing changes.
Yeah.
It improves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Curiosity's still there who this guy is, right? And the only thing that saved that movie was this guy,
Yeah.
right?
Well, but they changed his origin too a lot.
Yeah, that's
'Cause-
what Marvel always does now. They always change the origins to much of a lot of hardcore fans'
Yeah.
chagrin. They don't like it, but what are you gonna do? They always do it, right? We got a question here. Nathan, you want to read that out?
Ooh, I want to ask something. Can you all rate Black Panther, the original, versus Wakanda Forever? I love the original so much, minus weird CGI at end.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I definitely liked Black Panther better than Wakanda Forever, for sure. I didn't like Black Panther as much as everyone. Like, it was, I don't know, it came out and everyone was like, oh, this is so amazing. And I went and saw it and I liked it, but I didn't, it's not like one of my top 5 Marvel movies.
You're so racist, Chris.
That's another,
We joke here. Relax, people. Don't at us. Okay, well,
Actually, we
so-
saw Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
You were
no, he wasn't there.
no, it was
No.
not.
Okay.
Yeah, we did our second annual charity event at the theater, and we had Wakanda picked,
Right,
going with the Marvel theme that we did
last
because we did
December?
2 Marvel
Yeah.
the first year as well, Spider-Man,
right.
right? So
No
we
Way
wanted,
Home.
yeah, and then this happened to fall in that time. We try to pick a movie that's in that time frame of December area,
Yep.
and I gotta tell you, I was disappointed.
Yeah, it was laughably bad
It was bad.
on a lot of points.
Like D
Except- Oh, yeah.
says it was great. I'm like, D, stop doing that, okay? And he's like, no, it's great. I'm like, okay, give me reasons. And yeah, you didn't give me reasons, D. You just hid and ran. So yeah, I'm looking at you, buddy.
Did he really run? Like, hey, look over there.
Yeah.
Look, a distraction.
He's like, yoink. Nyuk, nyuk.
He had a kid kicking his chair, in fairness.
Yeah, it was a bad movie,
Well,
in
the-
my opinion.
The beginning was pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
What was the beginning again?
It was
There-
the send off
that-
to Chad.
Oh,
Bo-
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's that ship that they're at.
Oh, that.
That
Yeah.
one with the sirens. That's the name of the song.
Yeah.
The creepy, eerie one where all of a sudden people start walking off and just
Oh,
jumping
right.
in the water, and it's all
Right.
creepy and eerie. Then I can't remember who, but someone fires a gun. The last guy doesn't jump off. He goes like, "Oh, what's this?" We see there are people in the water. They duck down, and then they jump up and just start, destroying the place.
Right.
I was really upset with one of my favorites when I was a kid, Namor. They made him Aztecian, and they changed the name to Namor, which I thought was so cringe. Like, you're really trying to get onto the minor. What's that? Looking good.
Look, a good Marvel movie.
D runs.
He's gonna fire back at me on Monday so badly. That's okay. I'm ready. Yeah, no, I hated that whole change to Aztec. I didn't like that because it's Atlantis. I wanted to see Atlantis. I didn't want to see a version of theirs that tied into a minority group to appease that group.
Well, was it because of? Well, it's probably 50% that, like pandering, but also 50% because it's the exact same goddamn story as Aquaman.
We need to make it.
And Jason Momoa is a big name, and people know the story of Aquaman now. So now when they go, oh, here's this guy, his name's Namor, and then everyone's just gonna bitch and be like, isn't that just Aquaman? Even though,
Why didn't they call Aquaman?
yeah, right? Yeah, they should have.
I hear that, but you don't need to change the name to Namor.
Yeah.
It just changes the whole character. You're changing a name, right?
Sounds French.
Yeah, Namor.
Who are you? I am Namor.
That's Spanish. But
Yeah, keep French out of my comic books.
yeah, exactly.
I also. What's her name? Ironheart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really,
That was
really
bad.
badly executed.
Yeah.
She's supposed to be a ragtag genius that Stark stumbles upon. I would have loved to have her part of an Iron Man movie going
Yeah.
forward.
That would have made more sense than her just because she basically in the movie she just starts up on her own, right?
Like you could have
Yeah.
you can have Pepper Potts struggling to cope with Downey and aka Iron Man gone.
Yeah.
And then she's like, let's go find somebody that could take make some help in our R&D department.
Or even just like she wants to continue doing the same stuff that Tony was doing, so she starts like a scholarship program, meets her through this school.
Yeah,
hires
exactly.
her
Yeah,
that way, like-
you could have been creative with that.
and we just
Right?
thought of these story points in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Disney hire us. We'll save you a lot of money.
And then I also didn't like how they wrote that character. Like she's very like aggressive and
She's just the Disney teenage girl.
yeah,
she's
she
a
just
snotty
hates the
brat
world,
and-
right? And who are you?
Yeah.
Da-da-da, I'm better. And it's just like that's not how you get fans to like a new character.
Yeah.
First time we see her, she's like bullying a kid and takes his phone. It's
Yeah.
like, where are your payments? She's like a shark. Where are your payments? I'm taking this phone until you
Like,
can
is that
pay
supposed
me.
to be cool? No, I don't think
So
so.
this looks
Yeah.
like she's
That's
no.
extortion.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I think Black Panther was so much better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he was arrogant in a different way.
But no, that is his character, though. He's always been that flamboyant. What is the word I'm looking for?
Narcissistic.
Kind of
Yeah, like a little bit narcissist, and you maybe.
But there's
add-
a difference between the kind of arrogance that she wasn't arrogant for any good reason. She
Yeah.
was just arrogant for the sake of being arrogant. That's like you can have an evil character, but if you just have somebody who's like, I'm evil because I kill. It's like, why do you kill? Because I'm evil. It's like, why? I hate you. Like,
Yeah,
that's it.
Like
But if-
Thanos had.
But if you're yeah, exactly.
He's
Thanos is evil.
He had a plan that he thought genuinely was good.
Yeah, and you have that flushed out, and you're like, oh, actually, I'm kind of siding with this big purple guy.
Yeah.
Tony Stark's cockiness. It's okay. He can be cocky. He goes home at the end of the day. He's rich. Ironheart's cockiness. She goes home, cries into a pillow. Just like
Well, he's also like from a huge family lineage of people
Wealth.
who make weapons.
He's like from
and
Disney World
technology.
family. Right? His dad was Disney. Right?
And he is an asshole.
Yeah.
Like for most.
Yeah.
His dad was too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? His dad was arrogant. You know, I'm a rich person. Get out of my way. Right?
But there's an immediate, not quite a redemption, but this path to redemption that he starts at immediately.
Sure.
And he's still cocky, but you can see he's trying to become a
You
better
see
person.
him getting chipped away and breaking down.
Yeah.
That was the arc. You see him like, I don't care. I'm rich. Blah blah blah. Then get, you know, what?
Kiwi. That's a good one. Yeah.
Who's Grimace?
Grimace is Thanos.
Me?
No. Grimace is a big purple from McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
It's
We're back
Is it Grimace the one that's the Grimace shake? You know, Grimace
Yeah,
kills
yeah.
a bunch of
no.
people?
Star-Lord calls Thanos Grimace
Oh.
in Infinity War.
Okay.
Okay.
But we thought of it.
I thought it was just.
Relax there, Malachi. By the way, his name is Malachi through my friends.
Malachi?
Yeah, he's a wrestler. He's got all these tattoos and things. So his nickname is Malachi in our friend group.
Is he a baby face or no? Well, it doesn't sound like it.
Malachi.
Malachi.
No,
So
I
why do
guess
you think they put Sorry, I'm going back to what's her name, Ironheart. Why did they put her in? Just because they needed to introduce her somehow, and it's like, this is the next project coming
it's-
up. Let's
it's-
throw her in there.
It's a movement. They have to. It was very woke. That whole movie was completely woke. They wanted to. This was Disney at its finest, right? And I don't think it did well.
No,
I don't even remember what happened to her.
no.
She got. Oh yeah, she got in like the Metabots suit.
Yeah, she didn't even build it. They
No.
gave it to her.
They're just like, here you go. Here's a bracelet. It turns into a robot you can put on your body.
Even the Wakandans were annoying. They hated the fact that the foreigners were coming into their property and learning stuff. But then they can just go walk into other people's properties and do whatever they want.
Yeah,
Like,
it wasn't
what?
consistent.
Like you went to a U.S. university without anyone's permission, and it's okay.
We can
right?
steal your scientists, but your scientists can't.
Yeah,
work with
it
us.
didn't make any sense. I was like, what? You just got mad at them for doing that same thing, and here you are doing it to them, right? So it doesn't make any sense to me.
It is on the list of Phase 5. This is Wikipedia, but it says Ironheart is going to be a series.
The
I
TV show.
don't remember what happened.
Yeah.
Well, they're
If- I mean-
rearranging a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, this might not be. You know, it still has Echo, and it has a bunch of stuff here. but-
Echo.
Echo.
Are
Yeah.
they still gonna do? I forgot what they called it, but the Moon Knight. not spin-off, but they're supposed to be kind of doing like a dark
Oh, right, Moon Knight universe
Dark
kind of
Avengers
thing.
kind of thing.
Oh, right, the dark
With like Knight Rider and those guys.
and what
I don't know.
Wesley Snipes is or not what
Blade?
Blade, yeah.
Yeah. What's up with that? That would be awesome.
Yeah, is Blade coming out anytime soon?
No, it got
No.
canceled.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Or
Thanks,
All right.
Disney.
here's another thing. In a lot of those Marvel movies, last recent ones like Eternals, Doctor Strange,
Yeah.
and even Thor, they had people show up in the end. So at the end of
Yeah.
Eternals was Thanos' brother.
Yeah.
And Doctor Strange was Charlize Theron. I don't know who she was
Yeah.
supposed to be. And then Thor was Hercules. Are these people
She's
actually
supposed to
going
be Doctor Strange's wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are these like they show them at the? Are they actually going to be in anything? Like they just? It seems like it's a sort of like a. Oh, it's Harry Styles is Thanos' brother. And
Cool.
What about Eternals? Where did that go?
yeah,
I didn't
They
watch
just-
it.
It went
Neither did Hard
nowhere.
yeah.
It bombed.
But the end credit, it's supposed to lead to being Thanos' brother and all that garbage. It went nowhere. There's no connection with that movie and the other Phase movies. Nothing. With the first 10 years, we always had a movie connected somehow.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right? That's what made it beautiful. But with this, nobody knows what's going on. We don't even know what phase. There was 2 phases. I don't know if you know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There are 2 phases. No one can tell me, unless you're an absolute fan, big time, what are the phases and how they're connected. Nothing.
Well, isn't it? Phase 1 is Thanos. Phase 2 is Kang.
No.
No. There's like
Phase
Thanos
1
was
and 2 is Thanos. Phase 3 and 4 are supposed to be connected. Nobody knows
What's
what's happening.
Phase 2? Oh, when Spider-Man shows up.
Yeah, Phase 1 is
It was like later. The Phase 1 was all the early Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
Loki and the Tesseract.
Before they
and
were
all that stuff.
actually-
Yeah.
Planning any of this.
That was one of the best phases. Not just in terms
Absolutely,
of
yeah.
movie quality, but
Yeah.
also just you go there and you're like, hey, wait a second, that seems to be
I
connected with this
just,
in
on the
another
weekend,
movie.
was watching Avengers 1.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
It was on TV. And I'm like, oh, whatever. And my son creeps in next to me. He's like, no, okay. Because he doesn't remember that. He was a little young.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, this is pretty good. I'm like, I know. This is what it's supposed to be like all the time when you watch a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Like, it was awesome. And I don't know.
Yeah, I've rewatched Endgame and Infinity War like within the last 6 months, and again, it was just like, I wish I was like I grew up more. So like watching those 2 movies made me wish I had grown up with Marvel stuff like I did Star Wars, because then it would just be like I would be the happiest person on earth with these movies because they were done so well, and
Yeah.
like. Every character when they show up and they have the superhero theme behind him, it's just like I would get goosebumps, and I was like, I don't even care he's here, but he's here and it's cool.
Yeah.
It was just so good. And then they're like Ant-Man, and you're like, oh, this is nobody cares about him. And the first one was really good, and then they're like Ant-Man again, and you're like, I hate this.
They did fun little things too, like the shawarma scene.
Yeah,
Yeah, it makes you feel like yes, they are superheroes, but they're a bit more relatable. You like.
Okay,
them a
we're
bit
going to start
more.
charging you every time. No, just kidding. Chris, you want to read this one out?
Sure. Random question: if you had to make a buddy cop type movie, but with superheroes, with one Marvel character and one DC
Ooh.
character, which would you choose?
Marvel meaning. Okay, Marvel meaning Marvel. Got it.
So I'd like to have one of them be comedy, like a funny.
Yeah.
So even though the last Ant-Man was bad, I really like Paul Rudd as
Oh, yeah.
Ant-Man. Like I think. So. Maybe I'd pick Ant-Man, Marvel, and Batman, because I just think those 2 would really, a really dark Batman though
Yeah.
that doesn't like comedy.
Like the Thomas
Christian
Wayne
Bale.
Batman.
Yeah.
That one, he just kills
He
people
doesn't
straight
want
up.
doesn't like sidekicks, doesn't like ants.
Doesn't like bugs.
Yeah.
I want Namor and Aquaman.
There'd be a war between the 2 Atlantises.
Yeah, just be 2 dudes with tridents fighting.
Where are you from? I'm from Atlantis. Where are you from? I'm
I'm from Atlantis.
I don't recognize you.
Nah, brah, you're not from Atlantis.
What's up? Where you from?
What would I pick? Marvel. I would have Thor and I would have Superman, and they would just be like, "Dude, your cape is the bomb."
Have a cape off.
Nah, bro, your cape is the bomb.
But they'd be doing that as like the world is crumbling.
Yeah.
Where'd you go? Where'd you get those shoes? Those boots?
Don't worry about those guys. Yeah, I would just have that.
Your hair is
Wow,
awesome.
you're chiseled. Your arms are cool, bro.
Do you do Pilates?
Steel, you say? That's what I would want.
I love that one.
That
That one bit from I can't remember which Superman cartoon it was, but where he's got like a key to Fortress of Solitude underneath a rug, and the girl's just like, "Is that super secure?" And he's like, "Here, you try." She goes to pick it up. He's like, "Yeah, crafted that from a dead star. Weighs 500,000 tons."
Let's get into our 80s movie, shall we?
Yes.
And
Hells
after the
yes.
80s movie, I do have a couple of things to ask these guys,
Awesome.
and also talk about some stuff going on in the pop culture movie and TV show world.
Who's
Sounds
Mira? Alvin.
Mira.
Who's Mira?
Mira?
Mira and Kang? Mira and Kang.
Cowabunga dude. Who's Mira?
Huh. Mira and Kang. Is he talking about the two?
Buddy cop movie.
Buddy cop.
Okay.
So
I
Mira's
know
from
why.
DC.
I know why he said this.
Why?
These are the two people in trouble from their respective studios.
Oh. Yeah, I was gonna.
Johnny Depp's wife, right?
Oh, yeah.
Who played Mira and
You mean
Aquaman?
ex-wife? Oh,
yeah.
Amber
wanna
Heard.
And
throw-
then Kang being Amber Heard.
You don't
yeah.
want to throw Ezra
Yeah.
Miller?
See,
Yeah, I was gonna say Ezra Miller and Kang.
Jason's also in trouble, apparently.
Jason
Yeah,
Momoa?
Yeah.
we're gonna get into that.
Okay,
We're gonna
okay.
get into that after the 80s movie. Yeah.
Okay.
I got some DC stuff to talk about. Yeah.
Hey.
Okay, go ahead.
80s movie. So
Whose turn was it?
it was my
It was-
turn.
Oh, go ahead.
Chris's.
My turn. So, yeah, I went a little different this week because we're getting close to Halloween. So I chose a little.
Yeah.
It is considered horror, even though
Yeah.
there's only like one scene that I really
There's
consider
two.
horror. Maybe one or two. Anyways, 19. Oh my god, I can't remember what year this was.
1987.
87. The Lost Boys. Now this movie, this is a cult
This
hit.
Oh,
People love
American
this
horror
movie.
comedy film.
American horror comedy film. Okay, so it's got a great cast. Kiefer Sutherland.
Does it now?
Kiefer Sutherland, Jason.
Corey Feldman.
Yeah, the Coreys.
We got the Corey.
All stars there.
Yeah,
For the 80s.
for the '80s adventure movie.
This was big.
Yeah.
This was big.
Okay.
Jamie Gertz. Anyways,
Gerst.
I don't know if it's got any real plot to it, but well, I mean, okay, so
Okay.
Don't know if there's plot.
That.
well, okay, here's the premises, right? It's this family, mother's recently divorced,
Mm-hmm.
and they have to go move in with her dad.
Yeah.
So they move from Phoenix to Santa Cruz, and there just happens to be vampires
Yeah.
here.
Santa Cruz vampires.
The older brother becomes a vampire,
Yeah.
and the rest of the movie, they're trying to his younger brother. Trying
Side
to,
note: half of Bill and Ted also in this movie.
yes, that's right. Bill
Bill, I think it was. Yeah.
as a vampire,
Yeah.
and yeah, they basically have to try to fix the older brother so he's no longer a vampire.
Yeah.
But it's got great lines.
And it's so good.
It's got great, like, they pull up to this town, and there's just this quick scene of the older brother going, "Hey, are there any jobs here?" And the guy's like, "Nothing legal." What does that mean?
Okay, so when we watched The Goonies,
Yes.
I was like, why didn't I see this? Why didn't I watch The Goonies? Because I watched this
Yeah.
first.
It's very. You're right.
This is like
This is
the best version of what The Goonies was trying to do. Like kids fighting bad guys, going on an adventure, and Corey Feldman's there. Like
Yes.
it's the same movie, but it's just but it's good.
Yeah. Or it's Stand By Me. Because it is still Kiefer Sutherland who's the leader
Yeah.
of the bad gang.
Of the gang, yeah.
And then Corey Feldman's who's in the younger gang. trying
Also,
to-
I love Corey Feldman's voice in this. Where
Yeah.
he's just like, he's like clearly 7.
I actually
like
thought he
12 or
was
whatever.
like in the movie trying to do a voice, like
Right.
making fun of voice, like his character. I didn't
Yeah.
realize he was going to be doing that through the whole movie.
Yeah, exactly. I thought he was just like when they're at the comic book stand, he's like, "Yeah, okay, you think so, kid?" And he does it the whole time. And I'm like, "This is the best movie ever." Did you watch it? There was also like a 10-minute Superman lore argument.
The minute he said
Yes.
horror, I was like, I can't.
It's
do it.
not
It's
horror.
not really
It's-
I
horror.
know, I just couldn't do it. I appreciate
it's
it.
It
not-
is as much of a
from a di-
horror as like Interview with a Vampire is.
Yes.
Which
I'd
is
say-
not at all.
The only scene when the vampire gang attacks the guys at the beach and there's actually they kill them
Yeah.
off. Like that's horror.
Well, and also it's like
That's gore.
low budget, clever filmmaking stuff where it's like mostly just cameras zooming into shit.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then like people with a really low shutter speed covered in blood, and
Yeah.
you get like a up down shot of Kiefer Sutherland just going.
So the opening scene is it's like so there's this in Santa Cruz right on the beach. There's a whole carousel and everything.
Yeah.
And they zoom in to a carousel and people are riding, having fun. And then here's the group of the vampires. There's 4 of them. They're just walking through the carousel, and Kiefer Sutherland just goes up to some girl,
Yeah.
starts grabbing her face, and then the boyfriend's like, "Hey, what are
Hey,
you
don't
doing?"
touch your face.
Yeah, and then the security guard comes to kick them out, and then later on the security guard gets killed.
He gets sucked up
But-
into space.
This is the weird part of the movie. They're obviously flying around,
Yeah.
but you never. The only time you ever see anyone fly is the brother outside the house.
Yeah.
He's levitating because all the other shots of them flying is a POV, a point of view
Yeah.
of them flying.
Yeah.
And the camera work is very sketchy. Like
And
it's,
it's definitely like they just put it on some rope and we're like,
Yeah.
swing it,
Yeah.
go. And did
there's-
that 50 times.
and
pick
there's
the best
actually
shot.
one scene where they're leaving the cave where it's done backwards, and you can actually
Oh,
see
yeah.
the waves are going backwards. Like they're like just
Yeah, who
it's
cares?
They won't notice.
No.
yeah. It's the director was Joel Schumacher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah. What happens is the older brother Mike, they say his name so many times. Mike,
Oh, yeah, Michael.
Michael. He hangs out. He's after the girl, and the girl is a vampire, and she's with the
Well, no, Michael, the girl, Sky is her name?
Sky.
And the kid, the child, they're not fully vampires because they
Right.
haven't
didn't
fed
make
yet.
They didn't make a kill.
Yeah, that's right. That's when
Yeah.
you become a full-fledged. So now you're
Right.
only like,
They've drank blood.
yeah, they've drank blood, and they had a term for it, and I don't remember, and it doesn't matter. But they're not
Yeah.
full vampires. They
Right.
need to make a kill first. Yeah.
Right.
So now that then they have and because Corey Feldman read a comic book on it once, he knows, and then he's like, "All right, kid, if read this," and they're like, "I'm not into horror." He's like, "Think of it as a survival guide."
Yeah, that's right. So Corey Feldman and his buddy
Yeah.
work at a comic book store, and they know that there's vampires in the town, but they're totally like, yeah, there's vampires here. We know.
Yeah.
There's nothing like crazy about it. And even the funniest part, I think, is the other Corey Haim,
Yeah.
plays the younger brother. So when the older brother becomes a vampire and the younger brother realizes it because they look in the mirror and he's
Yeah.
kind of like see-through, he's just like, I'm telling mom. You're a vampire. I'm telling mom.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyways, so he becomes he's not quite a vampire because he drinks blood. But I remember because I was talking to my wife about this scene and she remembers watching it. And definitely like when they order the Chinese food
oh yeah,
and he hands them like eat some rice.
yeah. He's like,
But
"How's
then
the maggots?"
yeah,
And he's
I
like,
guess-
"What?
Vampires have this.
How's the worms?"
He looks into the rice and it's maggots and stuff. So I guess
Yeah.
the vampires have like these powers,
They do have some telepathic. Yeah.
telepathic powers.
And then also like, "Oh, I'm not afraid of garlic." Well, what about holy water? And like there was some great prosthetic shot, like when he's dissolving in the bathtub.
Yes.
It was great. And
Yeah.
it was only maybe 2 different makeup parts, and then the rest was just different camera shots of the bathwater getting more bloody. And also when Corey stabs Ted from Bill and Ted's
Yes.
Excellent
Yes.
Adventure,
Yeah.
in the heart with a stake, it's like chocolate blood, or like
Yeah.
it's also like super viscousy, and like it's not like a Tarantino-esque super realistic but also a lot of blood. It was just like, just get whatever dark liquid and we'll just spray it everywhere.
Yeah.
But it didn't take away from it. Like just every little thing that they did with the prosthetics and to make things look creepy just added to it and was just fun and cool.
Yeah. It definitely, you and I talked about this before when we were talking about Tron. Back in the 80s, when they had background actors,
Yeah.
they didn't get the background actors, because nowadays background actors don't say anything,
Yeah.
right? They're just like mouthing words. But back in the 80s, they were actually saying stuff, and you could hear them. And it's like, hey, what's that guy doing? Hey, let's go over. Like, and in the beginning of this movie, you hear that a lot.
Oh, so much.
Hey, what's going on? It's so funny to hear that.
Just a horrible random background characters just babbling on about nothing.
yeah.
But also being at the same volume as the main actors doing the dialogue.
Yeah. But I love the scene where Michael and Sky are back together, and he's like, "What's happening to me? What's happening?" And she's like, "I'm sorry." And then it's just like, "All right, let's go at it."
80s, we just bang.
Yeah,
there we
and-
go. Done.
And okay, you guys have sex now.
Yeah.
But the best part of this movie is the grandfather, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
He's just he's spoiler alert, he saves the day in the end,
Yep.
which you knew he was going to.
The best line in the movie. The thing I hate about Santa Cruz, all the goddamn vampires.
That's how the movie ends.
Credits.
So yeah, he saves the day by killing the main vampire.
Yeah, he drives his truck with a bunch of fence posts that then skyrocket through and
He
explode.
was sharpening them earlier.
He was.
He was fixing when the kids took his car.
They had
Yeah.
some
It's
foreshadowing.
yeah. I'm going to sharpen these big spikes because I know it's going to... For some reason, I'm going to put them on my car and drive into the house and kill the main vampire
My
at the end.
1962 Bonneville.
Yeah. But
What year was this movie released?
87.
How big was it? Was it?
I don't think it was big at the time.
It
but
got pretty big later,
yeah,
for sure.
It is now. People always talk about Lost Boys as like... I mean, I don't know what other... other vampire movies... other than maybe Dracula and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In the 80s?
80s.
Dark Shadows?
I almost think they just... Like, when was Goonies? 80...
84, I think.
It's almost like someone watched the Goonies and said, let's take that.
Well, there was a
Make it a
poster.
vampire.
There was in the video store
Yeah.
that the mom goes in to get a job at.
Yes.
There was a poster for the Goonies in.
Oh, was there?
Yeah. Which I was like, right when I saw it, I was like, hey, this is a better version of that.
Because it does have the same vibe as the Goonies.
Oh, yeah.
Totally. I think so back in the 80s, the two Coreys, Corey Feldman, Corey Haim, they were big at the time, but they lived off this movie. Like, I think they always bragged that they were in the Lost Boys. Oh yeah, we're in the Lost Boys.
Yeah.
We're in the Lost Boys, and then they weren't in anything else after that.
Apparently, Ben Stiller was originally cast to be one of the vampires, but he turned it down because he thought it'd be too silly.
Huh.
I mean,
Zoolander.
Yeah.
What's he talking about?
I think if Ben Stiller had been, well, maybe not the main. I think Keith Sutherland was.
He was
Perfect
made. He was
casting
made
for
to be
that.
that leader.
Oh yeah,
David.
not too, but also too. He wasn't too like 80s bad boy, where
Yeah.
it's like almost cliche. It was just like a very monotone and not over the top. Yeah, it was surprising to see how tame he was when he could have gone way overboard with it.
Yeah.
This is a weird question, but you got me thinking. Who
What?
is your iconic 80s bad boy? Not like a super evil villain, just kind of regular person, no superpowers, regular
Kurt
person.
Russell.
Or the character.
Oh, character?
Because that's a little different.
Yeah, Roadhouse.
But that's not Kurt Russell.
No,
is it?
that's
It's Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say overall Kurt Russell, but for character-wise, probably Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse. Or what's the older guy in Roadhouse?
Shepard.
Yeah.
What's his name? Something Shepard.
One of those two.
Let me think about it for a minute. You
No
go.
worries. I always think of the guy from Karate Kid. The Cobra
Oh,
Kai.
yeah.
I can't remember his name, but
He
he was the bully, but he also, he knew karate. He wasn't just some guy that didn't know anything.
Yeah.
He actually had skills. He had the posse, the was it the bikes or motorbikes or something like that.
Yeah.
Go to that iconic beach scene where he's just beating up Daniel Russo.
yeah.
I don't know.
Biff
To me,
from Back
he's
to the Future.
Biff. Yeah,
Biff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a good one.
That's a good one, for sure. Yeah, because he bullies like the whole family.
Yeah,
Basically.
multi-generational bully.
And even it's true because his grandfather was a bully, his great ancestor was a bully. Yeah, I think I'd have to go with Biff. Actually,
What kind of name is
Biff is
Lost
good.
Boys? Aren't they?
The kid with the
They
power
aren't
glove.
lost. They just don't have sunscreen. I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
The kid with the power glove. and
Oh, Wizard. Whoa, why haven't we watched Wizard? God, that movie sucks.
All right, that's on our list. Thank you, Cowabunga.
We're gonna listen
dude.
to Cowabunga do it again.
Oh,
Yeah, of
shit.
course.
No, no.
Are you guys want to do that? Did you not see what happened with Willow?
No.
See, we mentioned Willow again. The streak continues.
Reset the counter.
Okay, we didn't even get. Do you want to wrap it up with that, or you have
Principal
anything
Rooney.
else?
And
No, you know,
that guy
it's-
from Ferris Bueller's. Yeah.
If you want to watch a good cheesy horror 80s movie, Lost Boys is
It's
up there
just like-
for sure.
Aesthetically amazing too.
Yeah.
Like it looks really good. It's an 80s action underdog story without being cheesy. Like too cheesy that you laugh at and go, "Oh, this wouldn't work now." Like if they did a Lost Boys like shot for shot same type of acting and direction, it would still like it ages well. It aged very well, I
Yeah.
would say.
It's almost like, you know, I think a lot of the 80s movies, like directors would be like, okay, you're going to run over here, you're going to run over there, you're going to run over here, you're going to say
Yeah.
some things, and you're going to run over here, you say some more things. Because a lot of the scenes are just like that. It's almost like, what are we doing now? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, we're doing
Yeah.
this. It's not like...
And even like the throwaway like one-liners were they made sense, were funny, and it was you don't constantly roll your eyes at the movie.
yeah.
You're just like, "Oh man, he's the cool guy. Oh, whoa, that's the hot girl. Oh, here's the hero. Oh no." Like it ages very, very well.
Did you think the one scene when the dog attacks the guy...
Oh!
Did they throw the dog?
Beats the the dog launches and
I
like
know.
breaks the dude's nose.
I know. I was like, is that a real dog? Or
I
they're,
don't
like,
think so.
throwing the dog at the guy?
I think it was like that scared me more than anything.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they launched that dog into his nose.
Yeah.
It was incredible. It was like a football from a linebacker. Like I don't know if linebackers throw balls, but
No,
whatever.
they don't. They play defense.
Whatever. It was like a linebacker hitting him. There we go.
But they throw themselves at people.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
But the last thing I'll say is, I said this before, the whole flying part, I was waiting to see them fly.
Or like a bat outline or shadow.
Yeah,
or
because the
something.
whole
Yeah.
time it's just like the people on the ground are like, they're coming. And then it's a point of view shot of them coming in, they're coming. But you never actually see them fly.
Well, and also when Sky like flies, they just like
Oh, yeah.
they have the camera pointed one way and then like a flash of lightning and they go,
then-
"Oh, you're here now."
True. Yeah. It's like, yeah, really bad continuity. But other than that, it's a fun movie.
I'm
It's
a bit
like-
of a football fan myself. Love when they shoot a 3-pointer from out of bounds. No, that's they have to do that during a power play.
That's Quidditch.
No, stop. It's hurting my head. Stop.
Then you get a hole in one.
No. No, it's not a 3-pointer. Okay. Is that anything else?
Yeah,
Okay.
if you're in the mood for some
We didn't
cheesy
get
80s.
Nathan's
Yep.
score
Yes.
from Ahsoka.
You're right.
Oh,
Go ahead, sir. You thought
Zoom
you
in.
could get away,
It's
huh?
all yours.
Well,
We'll
the
leave
zombies
the
were
room.
cool,
Ah, okay.
and that I can't remember what it's called, but that the Night Sisters blade, I like that.
Oh, Mother. Who cares?
Mother Teresa.
Mother
The Deus Ex sisters.
Yeah, like the sword she had was pretty cool. I like that. I thought the zombie, where you got to actually see the like the jaw, the
Right.
one that was
when he was holding
yeah, I think it was
Ezra?
holding up Sabine, or was it Ezra?
oh, no, Sabine. You're right,
Sabine, yeah.
Sabine. Sorry.
And then she
Yeah.
got the force power.
Do you know what? She managed to move it, but she didn't move a cup yet. So we'll see later on.
She managed to move Ezra, but not the cup.
Yeah, it's different. I wonder if she'll go back to that. But
I love how her confidence is like, you know, I didn't move a cup in that spaceship, but Ezra, you jump off, and I know I can get you to that ship.
he didn't know.
No, I'm saying like she barely could move a cup,
Yeah.
but she was so confident that she could move him across that void there.
Magic of Disney.
Like, did he
It's
even know she
powder.
didn't? Like, he's like, have you ever moved a cup
Anyways,
before?
Imagine
what
if
is
she
your
failed.
what is your score?
For the episode and the whole series.
Okay, so for the episode, I'm being generous here
Okay.
because
Why are you generous?
Because I liked some of the action moments. I liked a fair amount of the action moments, but the overall lack of this is not a good phrase, but the lack of epicness. it didn't feel like, oh, this is a big battle and they failed. It just felt like, oh, they didn't actually get there in time. We'll find out in the next episode, and then there's not one.
Yeah.
It was just kind of a lame ending. So I'm gonna give it a 5. I think 5 is already pretty high.
Yeah.
But that's just because I liked the action. I thought a lot, not all,
Okay,
but a
so
lot of the action was decent
You gave it 5 for the episode.
for the episode.
What do you give it for the entire series?
I think for the entire series, I'm gonna give it a little higher because they had some really good episodes. I think I'll give it a 6.5.
6.5.
There's a lot of, not a lot. There's some great episodes that I thought were really good. There's some moments that were really good that I think any Star Wars fan, especially of the Clone Wars or of Rebels, should watch.
Mm-hmm.
But then there are many other episodes that just weren't worth watching at all.
So would you say if you watched Rebels and Clone Wars, you should only watch the 3 episodes that were good? And then if you feel like it, the final 2 episodes?
I think if you're not a Star Wars fan and you watched Clone Wars and Rebels, then you should only watch the episodes that are relevant. But if you are a Star Wars fan, you should watch it just because there's going to be something coming out later based off of this TV show.
Yeah, like Boba Fett you can completely skip for lore sake. Arguably Obi-Wan too.
Yeah, both of them have broken Star Wars lore technically.
Yeah.
So actually, last week we rated all the shows.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah. What's your?
yeah. Wait. First, I want to hear what you guys gave. I know everyone else knows, but give me a refresher of what you guys gave for Ahsoka.
My overall for the you're talking about overall for the series, eh?
Overall for the series, and I already know how you guys feel.
I gave
about
it
the
a
last
5.
Episode.
I gave it a 5
5
for the overall series.
I think I also gave it a 5.
Yeah.
No, I think
I was 6.
yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Episode I
Very
gave
fair.
it a 3. I think.
Yeah,
The
you did,
final
yeah, you
That's
did.
episode.
pretty low.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, what's your?
Great. Now I have to watch this.
It's fine.
Nobody's telling you to watch it. Nobody.
No. You can watch it.
Like
Like
the fake darksaber. They're actually
the fake dark. No, it was Mother Talzine's saber that was in Clone
Yeah,
Wars.
There are swords that can deflect or turn off lightsabers, and it's now Legends, but there's a comic. Vader is so badass in this. I don't know if you know the one I'm referring to,
No.
but he has this sword where if it goes through a lightsaber, the lightsaber shuts off.
Cool.
It just stops working. And he goes into this room full of Jedi, and they're all so confident and cocky. And he just pulls out a sword, and they're like, what's this? And as soon as the sword goes through it, it just shuts off. And they're freaking
just
out.
massacres everyone.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then
They just start force choking themselves.
Yeah, they're like, I'll do it.
just-
I'll just kill
killed
myself.
them all. It was great. But yeah. Sorry, what were we mentioning before that?
We were gonna get you to rate all the series,
Okay.
every Star Wars series from 5 down to 1. So
Or best to worst.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might need a best Mandalorian. Are we doing
Yeah,
TV
yeah,
shows or
Mandalorian-
the seasons?
shows.
Yes, the shows.
Mandalorian's 1.
Mandalorian
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
They did a fantastic job.
Right.
Except for season 3.
Except for season 3.
Yeah.
That wasn't good.
Yeah.
But that I kind of
The other two outshined.
kind of thought.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, what else is there besides?
So there's
Andor,
Mandalorian, Andor, Boba Fett, Obi-Wan, and
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka.
Okay, Andor's 2.
Okay.
Andor I thought was really, really good.
Mhm.
I'm curious what Alvin's going to say about that. But Andor's 2 was really, really good. It didn't have the same feel as The Mandalorian.
No.
That's expected. Mandalorian was supposed to be kind of that, bringing it back to what Star Wars originally was supposed to be,
Mhm.
a Western style kind of space soap opera.
Yep.
And it felt like that, and it was great.
Mm.
And it got you interested and intrigued. Andor was more of a spy, a war show set within the Star Wars universe. Thought that it did that quite well, so give that 2.
Mhm.
Everything below that's
Yeah.
that's not a good score.
That's-
2 out of
That's
5.
what we all kind of had the same consensus where we're like, even Elvin
Yeah.
was just like, well, these 3 were ass.
Turd. You called them turds. I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
To be exact, yes.
Yeah. And then
But you had to rank them.
You ranked Andor
2.
pretty
Number 2.
high.
No, you
Two,
had
eh?
you had Andor 3.
What do I
Yeah.
have at 2?
You had Boba Fett 2.
Oh,
Boba
yes,
Fett
yes,
too.
yes.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
What?
yes, yeah.
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 And yeah.
What are you shaking your head for?
What were you smoking? Like, oh my gosh.
Wasn't
You were
Boba
there when
Fett?
he lost his shit about Andor, remember?
I hate
I was there.
Andor.
I thought you were there when you hated Boba Fett.
Yeah, I hate Andor more. I can hate two things, you know.
Let's go to the replay.
Yeah. There are levels of hate.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift's
You
number
can
one
find
right
that
now.
hate on our channel.
Taylor Swift's number one.
But okay.
And I will fight you.
So third will be Ahsoka for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't great, but it had plenty of good moments,
Mhm.
and I don't think that broke any Star Wars lore or expectations.
Sure.
It wasn't a fantastic show, but it just wasn't. Oh, it wasn't horrible.
Mhm.
Next, this one's tricky. The
Yeah.
bottom two, but I'm going to do the Book of Boba Fett as 4.
Mm-hmm.
I love Boba Fett dearly.
Yeah.
Like, I love both Obi-Wan and Boba Fett dearly, but the break in his character, I think wasn't as bad.
Yeah.
They did destroy his character. He's not supposed to be a guy who's, it's all about respect,
And
like
family.
Logan Paul. Yeah, it's all about family.
Should have had Vin Diesel
family,
play.
kid.
Vin Diesel as Boba Fett.
One of the biker guys.
Yeah. It's all about family.
But it
I live
did
my
have,
life every quarter sand dune at a time.
Quarter parsec.
But it did have its moments.
Yeah.
There's the part where I can't remember, someone died and he got upset and he went after the bikers.
Yeah.
And he just brutally killed them. Loved that.
Yeah. It was great.
The iconic twirling.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who twirled.
Escaping the
Iconic.
Sarlacc pit. That's something that we imagined for
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
delivered. They showed us that.
Yeah.
Him taking over Jabba's palace like that. The Rancor was kind of cool. It had a ton of faults though. It just
Oh, yeah.
wasn't a good show. Them including the Power Rangers was a twist that I didn't expect.
Yeah.
But
And
the
then-
Mando 2 episodes saved it, I think.
I even forgot that was in there.
Well, yeah.
I
That's
don't
we.
consider
So
that.
you have to
you-
add that.
yeah.
I know it's not. People are like, oh, it's Mando 2.5, but it's still part of the Boba Fett series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Technically, you got to add that in there.
But because they do that, sorry, I
No,
always
go
get mixed up. Am I like, wait, was that in that series? Like, even when
Yeah.
Cad Bane shows up and shoots what's his name at the end, I'm like, what was that series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that Boba Fett? Was
No, that was Mandalorian.
That was Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was. Oh wait.
Yeah, I think it was Boba.
No,
Fett.
that was Boba Fett.
Yeah. See?
Yeah, that was the.
Yeah, it was Boba
yeah.
Fett.
So there's some breaking news that's been floating around, but I wanted to
Wait. And then Obi-Wan is last.
Obi-Wan's last. They destroyed.
I think-
who Obi-Wan's.
I think
supposed to
everybody
be.
picked
I
Obi-Wan
think
last.
we
right?
all said Obi-Wan was the worst.
Yeah.
And then it was pretty much for me. It was Ahsoka was second worst.
Ahsoka was second worst
For me, yeah.
Yeah.
It was the most disappointing
Yeah.
because, and I said Obi-Wan or Boba Fett is slightly better than Ahsoka
Yeah.
because with different and better editing, I think
Well, you could say that.
I
same
think
thing with
Boba
Ahsoka,
Fett-
could you not?
no,
You don't think it could be saved?
I don't think that could be
somewhat with better
saved with-
editing.
no,
Like cut out all those dead moments. We have so many
no,
dead
it's
moments.
the dialogue and the actual direction of the characters that drove me
Okay.
insane, and the lack of conclusions to anything that was started in Boba Fett. If you take what happens in the last 2 episodes and you show me that first, and then you chronologically do everything, I think it is probably really good.
When you think about it, actually, Ahsoka, the whole series, when you think of all the characters, it's kind of like this. They're
Yeah.
all kind of talking the same. They're all acting the same.
Yeah.
Where that first episode of Loki was like
Oh yeah.
this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's makes it that much better.
Sorry, what was your score for?
I actually had I had Boba Fett last.
Mhm.
But then I was very similar to you.
I'm shocked when you said you had Boba Fett last.
I don't
Even
know.
higher
I
than
just-
Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Then I had Obi-Wan, then Ahsoka, then Andor, then Mandalorian.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
Yeah.
In fairness, Boba Fett and Obi-Wan were both so bad.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think all 5 were. Oh, except for Mando
Mandalorian.
season 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Season 3 was not good.
No.
Yeah.
I think all of them were not good,
Yeah.
in my opinion. On it.
Wait till we rate the Marvel series.
What Kiwi said, I hate.
Speaking of
enjoyable.
Marvel, breaking news today. It has been confirmed that Daredevil has been canceled.
What? You were hyping it up so much.
Daredevil has been canceled.
Why?
Why?
Creative differences is what I've been hearing.
Then you fired the person that seems.
It's
like
funny,
had
they
the
just
worst
hired the
idea.
writers back, then they let them go.
Disney,
That is a
what
kick in
the
the pit.
are you doing? So
So-
like the Daredevil that was supposed to have Elektra back in, but also the Matt.
All gone. All gone.
Let's put all our resources into that new Snow White movie instead.
Yeah. But Echo is
That'll do
still
well.
going strong.
What the hell is Echo?
Nobody knows.
The thing no one's heard of.
This is why I canceled Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So it's been canceled until further notice.
So wait, canceled or indefinite hiatus?
Canceled is what I've been hearing.
It's
Okay.
basically the same thing.
What
There-
that
there's a
means, who the
difference.
hell
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
They're saying they're going to revamp their TV lineup. I don't know what that means. Nobody knows. But, yeah, so it's not coming right now. So forget about it. So,
Okay.
Charlie Cox, rest in peace. So, I really love that man. I think he's a good actor, but
Cheers.
Who's Charlie Cox?
Daredevil.
Daredevil?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
The
Like
TV
the
Daredevil.
Yeah, the good one.
Yeah.
Seeing him in Spider-Man 2 is a treat.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just grabs the brick.
grabs the brick.
How'd you do
How'd
that?
you do that?
I'm a really good lawyer.
I'm a really good lawyer.
That's awesome. So good. More bad news from the superhero world.
Yay!
Oh.
They shot half the show already. Apparently,
What show are you talking about?
now they're gonna restart the Daredevil. They apparently shot.
I don't know about that, but I just know it's
Well,
been,
Cowabunga dude's word is law.
yeah.
Just like Willow will be a good time.
Now they're going to restart the Devil show. Right now, from what I heard, it's nothing is gonna happen right now. It's dead in the water. Who knows?
Maybe
This is day one. We'll see more, but I've been seeing some credible people online saying it's dead in the water. So I don't know what's going on, but I just heard that and I'm kind of not
why is
happy.
Superman mad?
That's terrifying.
More bad news is happening at Warner Brothers. Big things are coming to Warner Brothers. They are looking to sell
So what?
their company,
The whole thing?
the whole thing.
Didn't they just?
Disney's going to buy it.
And then Apple will buy that.
Universal Studios wants to buy them.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But they could say to James Gunn and Safran, we don't want your game. We don't want your plan. We don't want that DC plan that you have in place. They could theoretically say, no, scrapping everything right now.
Yeah, they could.
So
Right.
they're
Is that
shot.
a bad thing?
We don't know. We don't even know what we have. So
No.
adding to that, James Gunn finally came out and said, nobody from the previous DC lineup is coming back. So no Gal Gadot, no Ben Affleck, no Ezra. What's the name?
Miller.
Ezra Miller.
That's good.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, the crazy guy.
So nobody's coming back.
Okay. Yeah, they just did
Yes.
merge with Disney.
Hey,
with
Sheldon.
Discovery.
Sheldon is my friend from GameStop. Yeah. So they just merged with Discovery.
Yeah.
And now that Discovery Max or Warner Discovery, they're looking to sell them again.
Wow.
So
What's
and
wrong with the entertainment industry these days?
It's almost like it came up out of necessity because of a giant global pandemic, and now nobody knows how anything is run, and just the ceiling is falling.
I think because of the pandemic, people are at home watching more movies on streaming, and now that people actually go to work again,
No, well, no,
they
it just
don't have the same cash.
it's an
flow.
infrastructure that came out of necessity, and companies were forced to embrace new technology, and now that the dust is settled and then people aren't watching it constantly because they have lives again, now they're like the same thing where they're having to answer to investors and they're going, why is our money going down? It's like, well, because people aren't watching. Well, that pump out more shows, we got to do that.
And then the market gets saturated.
Well, and then the whole thing with with Disney specifically, the Bob Iger and Bob whatever, the two Bobs,
yeah.
they had Bob Iger be like, we're losing money, we need to pump out more shows, pump out more shows, pump out more shows. So then they started doing that. He got canned. Then
Bob Chapek.
Bob Chapek came in to try and rein in the whole plan that the other Bob set in motion. And then nobody liked what he was doing. So then the other Bob came back in and he's like, who the hell put all these shows out? And it was like, you asshole.
No, that was the old me.
Yeah. Oh,
So
I hated that
Cowabunga
guy.
Dude
that's
says
the other Bob.
Cowabunga Dude says according to IGN or IGN, sorry,
He can,
they're gonna rework the show. I mean, I don't know. At this point, who knows? I don't know. I don't care anymore right now.
yeah.
I just don't care. I've waited all this time, and now they're gonna delay it and do reshoots or whatever it is. I just don't care. Whatever.
Dude, you know who else was an awesome Punisher?
The movie one, the one before Jason Barenthal came out. I know what you're talking about.
Balin Skull.
Oh.
Balin was Punisher for a while, and then he also came back and voiced him in the cartoon. The guy, what's his name? Who just died? Who's Balin? Ray Stevenson.
Yeah.
Ray Stevenson played Punisher before John Bernthal. Yeah.
Wow.
But going back to DC, so all the characters have been scrapped. So everybody, like, you know how we're all wondering if Gal Gadot's going to come back as Wonder Woman, blah, blah, blah. No.
Again, for the third time.
Yeah, so they're all been scrapped. And with Jason Momoa, they still are not going to say anything yet, but it looks like he's going to be Lobo. He's not going to be Aquaman in the new, going forward in the new DC plans.
Right.
So I think he's a perfect fit for Lobo.
That was pretty much everyone's main, first.
Yeah,
pick.
he's more of a Lobo than Aquaman. I never
Sure.
viewed him as Aquaman.
No.
I always viewed him as a biker, or like the way his look, it fits well with Lobo, right? Dread the locks, right? Get him a cigar, get him on a Harley, a futuristic.
So just pick him up on a Tuesday.
Yeah, right out the bar, right?
He drives on set right in the shot.
Exactly. I'm here.
Did you wear your cool pants today?
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
I did. So yeah, they're all going to be revamped, and who knows what's going on. There's supposed to be some big news coming down on some of his plans. But if this merger is going to come through, they could possibly have it all wiped away.
Wow.
Again,
Yeah,
this year.
this year. Isn't that crazy? It's
Yeah.
all happening within a year. So some of the shows, sorry, we'll get into the show in a second here. On big announcement, we have a movie coming.
Oh.
Ridley Scott.
Oh yeah.
Gladiator 2 is in the works.
No way.
Lucius story.
How they both died at the end.
Lucius,
Lucius.
the boy.
Oh.
So
His son.
it's going to be him of growing up.
Okay.
I am really worried about this movie.
Why?
Yeah, I am too.
That is a classic.
Yeah.
I don't like when people try to, like, this is
But
a
it is
long
Ridley Scott.
Yeah.
Ridley Scott knows how
Yeah,
to
but
do
some of our-
epic.
We've seen Steven Spielberg throw a dud here and two, right? Jerry Bruckheimer has dropped a couple of duds.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. And like Ridley Scott has done well, but
Well, and even too,
even the Alien Covenant and all that, they weren't that great.
they
either.
no that turned around. It when it first came out, people were like, "What the hell is this?" And now people are like, "Oh, okay,
You mean like starting with Prometheus?
yeah." Like now, when you rewatch that, because I remember when it came out, everyone was like, "What?"
I didn't like the second one. I like the first one.
I loved
Covenant
the
was the
second one.
Covenant was the first one, right?
Covenant was
No,
second.
Prometheus. Prometheus was the
Prometheus
first
was
one.
first.
Yeah.
I didn't like Covenant. I thought it was crap.
Well,
Prometheus, I did like.
I didn't know it was an alien movie going
Well, that was
into
the
it.
point.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
were sneaking that in there. For
Yeah.
me. And it was
Right.
like, oh,
That was
awesome.
like an extra little like tidbit.
Yeah,
And they're like,
yeah.
"Oh, by the way, this is an alien prequel," and we're like, "What?"
Yeah, I like the first one. So I don't know. I'm a little worried about this. I don't know.
No, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be action.
I
It's gonna
love
be
Gladiator.
Gladiator
I
fights.
love Gladiator.
It's
It
gonna be a
was
bunch of slow motion.
awesome. It was so
Great
awesome.
choreography. It's gonna be cool.
And people are like, "Oh, why don't you have Russell? He died. How can he come back? Maybe in a dream, right? Maybe a
it's not
flashback."
Marvel.
Yeah, it's
That's
a
true.
flashback, right? I don't
No.
care if he's back or not.
Oh, who was the emperor at the time? Caligula? No, it was Marcus Aurelius was the father. Can't remember who his son is. If they did a different time period, they could very easily do a very interesting, very very interesting Gladiator 2.
Mm-hmm.
Caligula is the crazy Roman emperor. His horse became one of the most important senators. No joke. If they had, they could.
Okay.
They got hundreds of emperors to pick from.
Yeah.
Many of them crazy.
Oh yeah.
They could do a great Gladiator too, but I'm worried that they're going to botch it.
Okay, so when I go into IMDb, Gladiator 2 by Ridley Scott, it's got Denzel Washington and Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
I'm in. That's it.
A rich guy. Yeah, rich guy. He's gonna be the wealthy person in there. I don't know. We'll see. I'm optimistic. Trying to be positive here.
We get Gladiator Daddy. And also Denzel.
No. He's the gladiator.
Can you imagine him saying, "Are you not entertained? King Kong ain't got nothing on me." 2 shows that we are going to do a weekly review of.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
First one starts on November 3rd.
Is it?
You already seen the screen. Go away.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
First one is Invincible.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, season 2.
Yep. November 3rd drops. We are going to do an episodic breakdown of it.
It's on Amazon Prime, something I still pay for.
It's going to be wild and crazy. If you haven't
Yeah.
seen season 1, go see it. It is insane.
It's really good.
It's, really good. Kirkman, the gentleman that brought you Walking Dead
Mm-hmm.
and The Boys.
Mm-hmm.
This is his other baby here. So it is a comic book. If you want to go read the comic book and spoil yourself, go ahead. But
Sorry, when
this
does that drop?
for-
November?
November 3rd.
It's for the
Third.
meme.
Have you guys seen season 1?
No, I'll have to
Yes.
watch it.
It's really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta watch it. Do not watch it with your kids. Very violent and very offensive.
My kids are violent.
Okay.
And I'm offended
Yeah.
by your kids.
Yes.
We're good.
Yeah, it is awesome. Watch it. Really cool.
Side note, completely unrelated, something we need to buy for the office. You know those bug assault guns? It's like a pump action little bug killing thing, and you just put table salt in it so it doesn't wreck electronics or windows or whatever. We need to get one for here. There's
Okay.
a stink bug that's currently
I
up
just
there.
want to point out
No,
something.
murder it.
Kiwi, you're thinking of Invisible. This is Invincible.
Yeah,
As in like
cannot be killed.
yeah. Like bulletproof kind of invincible.
He's doing a dad joke.
Is
The
it?
show's
Alright,
called-
No, I know, but
listen. Leave it
the
to
show's
the
called
experts here,
Invisible.
Kiwi. Leave it. But if you have a good one, send it to me on at A&R Universe. By the way, that's our Twitter, X, our Instagram. Go follow us there. And if you have a good dad joke, and I know you do have one in you, Kiwi, send it to me, and I will read it out on our A&R Weekly. on
Only if
Monday,
it's terrible, though.
which is at 8:30 p.m. Pacific time on Mondays. So, yeah, only if it's terrible.
Okay, what's the other show?
The other show is, let me pull it up here, which we will start talking about it starting next week. It comes out on Sunday, and if my computer can,
It's okay. Nobody has Twitter anymore. Everyone has an X.
yeah,
It's X, I guess.
it is Rick and Morty
Oh yeah, without.
Oh.
with the new voice
That'll
of
be-
Rick.
Is there
Do
a
they
trailer
have they
now?
announced?
The trailer actually, you can hear him.
Well,
No,
it's
no,
Rick
no, no, I
and
know.
Morty. It's both of them are the same.
Yeah.
It comes out this.
No, but have they announced the actual voice actor, the person
I-
who's doing it?
No, I don't remember. But you could probably look it up on IMDb.
They've been keeping it super secret.
Really?
Yeah. Like
How-
intentionally secret.
I
Who's
haven't
voicing
heard
it.
the new voices. How does it sound?
The trailer has his
Identical.
new voice. It has the old
Identical?
voice
Yeah.
and the new, because halfway through the filming of it or recording of it, that's when the voice got changed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's identical.
I'm going to miss the old voice, but I'm not going to miss the person.
Yeah.
I'll tell
No.
you that. So,
Hey, Keith,
Yeah.
Keith David's in that.
Yeah, he's the president.
Oh, okay.
yeah. So, yeah, this is going to be our...
screams are different.
I think we're going to have 2 banger shows here.
Oh yeah.
With Loki, we're going to have 3. No,
Knock on wood.
I
Just
have-
careful.
I'm very confident in these 2.
We said that about Willow.
Wow!
Episodes 1 and
But
2.
this
we're like,
wasn't
this is
recommended
looking
by
good.
this wasn't recommended by Cowboy.
Yeah,
or
that's true.
Cowbun
True.
Cowboy. It was
Cowboy dude, whatever.
By the
The
way,
hell's your
how's your Batmobile? I saw him post it on. He sent me a video.
Nice.
Yeah,
Is that the shiny
I
one?
think he was running over Barbie.
So is it a shiny Batmobile or a
Yeah,
matte
the
Batmobile?
shiny one with my Keaton Batman figure. Yeah, I sent it
Nice.
to him directly from Toy Snowman, and he
Shout
sent
out to Toy Snowman.
Yes, a friend of the show. And he, Cowboy Bungadoo, was really happy, and he sent me a video and said, "Look, I'm happy."
Look, happiness. This is what it looks like, Elvin.
Yeah. Don't know what that's about. Been married for 20 years. But yeah, so we got 3 banger of shows. Cross our fingers. All 3 are great. So we have plenty to talk about every week going forward for the next, I don't know, month and 2 months maybe.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
What platform is Rick and Morty on?
Adult Swim, which is available on your local cable TVs, but if it's not, then I think you can watch it on HBO Max or Crave or other alternative methods.
I'll watch it at a friend's house.
Yes. Hit the ding button. No, not.
That's the only one I have.
Oh. We're going to elaborate on, or we're going to add to our library.
Oh, I do. All right, I'm playing. Yep.
Cowabunga says, that was a video for my 13-year-old. The Batmobile is awesome.
Nice.
Yes.
Or was it you with 13-year-old style glee and excitement?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but was that 13-year-old running over a Barbie? I think it was a Barbie. I can't remember. Anyways, I'm glad you're happy, and I hope the 13-year-old is very happy too. And if you are listening and saying, I don't get a Batmobile, how come you got one? Thank you. Well, you can win lots of prizes just by being a subscriber here. So we always give away awesome, cool stuff. Speaking of, not giveaway, but we are doing cool stuff that we're going to be talking about on Sunday. We have our first ever toy sale at our office here. Yes. There's going to be over...
We're going to have an old cash register.
Yeah. We have over 300 figures to sell. If we sell half of them, I'll be happy. But it's going to be a start of something that we want to do at our office here. Next year, we want to maybe add to it. This year was very short how we planned it quickly. But next year, we might do it closer to the summertime in August. And we might even have him in a dunk tank. We might have a food truck or do some...
Maybe we'll have bands.
What time is it, Alvin?
Maybe.
That's a good idea.
So it'll be at Sunday for anybody local. Sheldon, you have friends here locally. You work at a GameStop. Maybe you can tell some. He's like, why would I tell people to go to your place to buy things? They'll buy from us.
Yeah.
But anyways, Sheldon, if you want to tell some of your friends and family in Richmond, we're doing it at 1 p.m. You can go to our social media and check out the poster. It tells you the address. It tells you the time. And, oh, yeah, we're also giving away a Galactus for $20.
Do you know how big Galactus is? How
It
big is Galactus?
32 inches tall. Oof. That's what she said.
What is that in metric?
I don't know.
Hey, Google.
See, it was Barbie. See?
Yeah.
Good on ya.
Barbie
Good on
Hey,
ya.
Alexa. Oh, we don't have her.
Good on ya. But, yeah, 32-inch Galactus. We're going to give that away for $20. You can win it. Brand new in the package still. Even have the box, shipping box for that.
Nice.
So it's minty.
So we can't win it?
So you can't win it. Neither can your direct family members win it.
Oh, that was my... I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
nice try on that one.
my brother who just...
But
happens
your
not to be
friends
here.
can win it.
What about cousin twice removed?
How fast can I divorce my wife?
Oh my God!
But
You can't
she
believe
can
you
win.
said that.
Well, then, you know.
But if your friend wins it and decides to give it to you,
Get hit by a truck afterwards,
I need to get a friend.
But yeah, nobody from our family directly can win it. Sorry, unfortunately.
All right.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I mean, we don't know what to expect. We might have 10 people show up, maybe 100 people show up. But it's a start of something that we want to do here, and I think it'll be fun. And next year we can add to it and plan more. I did get new coasters with our new logo and new stickers.
Free coasters?
So we're going to give that to everybody that comes by. You know, some stickers, some coasters, have some fun.
Yep.
Also, why do I keep pressing that button? Also, if somebody's like, hey, can you knock it down a couple bucks here and there? We don't do bargainings, but what we'll do is rock, paper, scissors. So if you beat me in rock, paper, scissors, then you can get the price that you want. But if you don't, you have to pay my price.
And actually, more importantly, we're going to ask if you've subscribed to the channel.
Yes. Yes. You can't even play rock, paper, scissors if you haven't subscribed to the channel. So.
You can't even show up.
Yeah.
We're going to check your
Yeah.
social media
Jason
handles.
Momoa is going to be out front as our bouncer.
Yeah. Have we heard of Toy Trader? Yes, we have. I have actually was there the other day. Yes, I did have.
Cool store.
I just don't buy
It is a
stuff
cool
from there.
store,
I haven't been there since I was a kid.
But the place is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insanity.
Yeah.
It's probably the best toy store in western part of America, North America.
Yeah. For
Like
sure.
I was there when people actually came from Minnesota to see it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a sight to be seen. Their displays are incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. So but I don't really buy too much from there because most of the stuff I order online and I have it shipped to the house. But I was in the area a couple of days ago and I just had to go in there and see what's going on. Actually, wrong. I did buy some stuff.
I was going to say, You buy
You
something
sh-
every
yeah.
time that you go in, though.
Shut it.
You just don't go in.
I
much.
bought 6 comic books.
Nice.
I haven't bought comic books in years. That's not true, actually.
And it
but
was the
last
only
week-
thing that your wife would let you buy.
Everything. I've never. Oh, that's not true. I did that last night.
Yeah. I actually had, what's the name? D get me some comic books. But I bought 4 variant covers of Indian Spider-Man because I was like, what? It was right there. I'm like, this is a thing? Sure, whatever. So I bought 4 of those. But that's not even the cool stuff. The 2 comic books I really am happy to have, they're both #1 series, is a new Captain America issue. And it's not Falcon being Captain America. It's Captain America. And he's got 6 cement bags on his shoulder, and he's building something. And the kids in the background going, cool. I'm like, that's Captain America from the 70s and 80s. So I love that cover art, and so I got that. And then, one more thing. And then, with the game coming up in about a week and a half, I got the Black Spider-Man with Kraven underneath him cover.
Oh.
That's going to be a hot book. As soon as the game drops, I think people are going to want this comic book. So I got that. Yes, you were saying.
Does Indian Spider-Man have a different name? And is it Spatinderman or Spider-Man Deep?
He's in the movie. He's in the Spider-Miles movie.
I know. I'm making jokes. Or is it Spider-Man Deep?
Like Spinder Team. Or Spinder Manor.
No, I don't know what it is. I'm not opening the book. I'm going to keep it sealed, so I'm not opening those books.
That's it. I'm not touching it because of you.
Yeah.
You ruined it
Yeah.
for me.
No, I
thought
actually,
Spider-Man
I actually
Deep was a
genuinely
good one.
won't open any of these books.
That's right. Keep them like that, and then just get the
I'm gonna
electronic version to read it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to get the casing, the solid case, put it all in there.
Nice.
And yeah, I actually have some old comic books that I haven't checked in like 15 years. They're in a box. They're at least 15 to 20 years old. The Son of Krypton, I think I have one of the whole first 8 series where he goes to Krypton back, Superman. Those are all, I've never opened them. They're all sealed. Then I also got that very famous one. It's in pretty good shape. Is Spider-Man and Captain America first appearance?
Oh.
That's an old comic book. It's like 35 years old, something like that. So I got that one. I didn't realize it was good until one day I'm watching this YouTube channel. They're talking about comic books that are really good. And they're like, this one. And I'm like, I've seen this somewhere. Right? And I go running into my
closet.
room. It's on top of a bunch of things on top of it. I'm like, I better get this out. I don't want to damage this thing. But yeah, I got that book. So yeah, I'm going to one day maybe open up some stuff and see where I'm at.
Nice.
But yeah, a lot of stuff coming for us this coming week. We got 3 awesome shows to talk about. Are we doing the 80s again, or is it?
No, we're gonna do the 80s.
How
to
long
the
are we doing
end-
the 80s till?
Right to the end of the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna.
Whose
do
turn
our-
is it?
Next week it's back to Nate.
Oh.
Are you going to be here?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Wednesday.
Okay, cool. So yeah,
you can
next-
choose something, even though he won't watch it. Something
I'll
Halloween.
watch it if I have time.
Yeah,
I've been busy. I've been busy this week because I'm itemizing everything. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
So I was really busy. I couldn't get a chance to do it.
As
I'm
we
gonna watch
leave,
Halloween.
but that's 1978.
Yeah.
You have to choose one of the sequels.
Halloween 3. The best one of all.
Don't pick a scary movie. I'm not watching.
Oh,
it.
that one's not scary at
No.
all. It's
More of a
Come
comedy.
on, we
than-
got to get in the
yeah.
Halloween theme, right?
Yeah,
We need
yeah,
to
You
yeah.
guys get into Halloween.
Speaking of Halloween themes, I'm gonna play a horror game tomorrow.
Nice.
okay.
Because I played Alan Wake from start to finish
How was
last
that?
week. Oh, it's a great game. Love that game.
I can't believe you play games like that. I just
No, it's a like Stephen King psychological horror.
sounds better.
Yeah, but no, the second one's coming out on the 27th. So I played that from start to
How do
finish.
you sit there and just like have
It
a
was-
flashlight and everything else is dark around? I can't do it.
I just
You
can't
have a
believe how
gun,
long you
too.
do it for.
No, this one was only
I-
was only 4 hours.
I was
5
watching
hours.
you for a bit, and then I go shopping, come back, there's Justin.
Yeah.
I go back, I have dinner, come back, there's Justin. Go back, watch a movie, come back, there's Justin.
Well, it's because I already do all my work and eat a bunch of food and take the dog out for a run. So then I just sit there and veg and drink energy drinks so that I can be entertaining via speech.
He's
And
got
also-
a bucket. He's fine.
Yeah, exactly. You got a bucket. You got a catheter. An A&R
on
branded
that
catheter.
note, on that slippery note,
Yeah.
that is it for today. Unless we have anything else to add. No.
All good?
All right, catch us next week, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. We'll be back, and we'll be talking about a new show, Rick and Morty, and also talking about Loki.
Oh, and then I can bring up my Rick and Morty impression.
There you go.
If you liked my Arnold one.
Awesome. Save it for the show.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, thanks everybody for joining
combine
us.
Those. Combine those.
Yes. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. If you're new here, hit the like button, the subscribe button. And if you've been watching us, go ahead and hit the like button on all of our shows and stuff that we do, because it sends the algorithm to us to send out our videos. The algorithm goes, hey, what's going on over there? So please hit the like button. It takes a couple seconds. Makes a big deal for us.
Appease the robot overlords.
Yes. You guys, great show. Michael says hi. That's okay. You stepped away. But anyways, good night, everybody.
Good
Bye.
night, everyone.
Take care.
Right.